That's such a little sister. I was like, okay, that's so much. I love that. Yeah, that was her birthday. How old is she now? I know. No. Oh my God, my heart.
All right.
That is so Lyle.
Yeah.
Jordan just told me that Ryan Pepio texted her little sister happy birthday because he saved them last summer. He remembered her birthday. How
Oh,
cute is
that's
that?
nice.
Such a good guy.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah. Cute. That's it.
What do you want to drink?
They're like and then
After a lengthy road trip and a few stops around the rest of the Cape League, the team shifts back to the friendly confines of McKeon Park, where Hyannis will look to snap a two-game losing skid against the YD Red Sox of the Eastern Division. Chad Gassman gives the ball to a Northeastern right-hander making his first start of the 2019 summer, Kyle Murphy, while the Red Sox send southpaw Jack Leftwich to the bump trying to earn back-to-back W's for YD. It's the Sox versus the Hawks on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Hi, everyone. Pleased to welcome you all into the broadcast tonight alongside Lyle Goldstein. I'm Roman Howe. Lyle, let's talk about it a little bit. A tough one last night at the hands of the Orleans Firebirds on the road. It was a lengthy road trip for Hyannis, but back here in McKeon Park tonight, they put up 5 runs in the loss last night, but once again, they fell behind early.
Yeah, and that's kind of been the story over the last couple of ball games. I mean, we talked about the big 5-run comeback at Lowell Park in Katuitt 2 nights ago. We were up 7-0 in Orleans last night, where they chipped away at 5 runs, ultimately dropping the contest 7-5. So they have some fight late in games. They've been putting together some offense in the late innings. It's just a matter of doing it throughout the course of 9 innings, because when you put yourself out in front early and give yourself some cushion, it gives your pitchers more room to work with. It opens up their arsenal in terms of their way they can pitch hitters or maybe pitch around certain guys. It just kind of opens up everything in terms of a team standpoint. When you play from behind, you're kind of locked down and reserved a little bit, and it makes things a little bit harder on you. But when you can get out to early lead and kind of set the tone early, that can be a big key for the Harbor Hawks, because we've seen when they get out to early leads, they've had success this season. It's when they fall behind and dig themselves into a big hole that they sometimes can falter.
Well, the output hasn't come early in games, but it has come around later on in ball games. So let's talk about the free passes that they racked up last night. And as a team against Orleans, a team that really limited the free passes for the most part, but Hyannis was able to draw some walks. And one guy in particular in the lineup threw 4. That was Trevor Hopper last night. He had himself quite an evening. But as for the rest of the team, you could look at Richie Mosley, who had 3 hits last night. So the rest of the offense is starting to come around a little bit, and the free passes certainly can help. They just got to try and capitalize.
Yeah, and they had some good at-bats up at the plate in Orleans last night. A lot of work counts, a lot of full counts in that ball game for that matter. And Orleans, again, a pitching staff that's about as good as it gets here on Cape Cod. They have multiple guys on that pitching staff with sub-3 ERAs, and for whatever reason last night, walks started to get away from them a little bit. They pushed free pass after free pass, marks on Trevor Hopper, dropped 4 of them. Jared DeSantalo, a big pitcher at bat, actually 7th inning last night. He draws a walk, and he's been a walk for Hyannis so far this year. So the Harbor Hawks, again, they put together good at bat, but it was just coming on so late when they were already down by a pretty sizable amount. But it's, of course, a positive sign at any point when the offense really starts to put together runs in bunches.
But quickly, let's flip to the defensive side of things. Kyle Murphy from Northeastern, the right-hander on the mound, making his 4th appearance, but first start of the summer for Chad Gassman tonight. What can you expect from him?
Well, we'll have to see. I mean, he's made a couple of appearances so far this year. He's faced Chatham a couple times. He's faced Brewster a couple times. But this will be his first time getting a start for Hyannis so far this season. And for Murphy, a guy who made 11 starts in his season at Northeastern, and he put up an ERA just over 4.6. I mean, he has some good stuff. He can miss bats a good amount of the time, but it's a little bit of a similar story with him as it is with guys like Connor Ash and some of the other right-handed arms in this Hyannis staff, is sometimes walks can get to him. So if Kyle Murphy can limit the free passes tonight, he could really be set up for a quality start. Of course, YD, though, an offense that can put up runs pretty much at will.
It's the Sox and the Hawks tonight from McKeon Park. When we return, we'll have lineups and first pitch for you on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Well, I lost my phone. I have to hopefully pull it in my mouth. Tonight.
There should be an announcement.
Oh, what are you doing?
No, don't worry about it. Now.
Alright, I have to tell you something about it. So I know you wanted, these two guys are like in the. Because they're, yeah, they're Hyannis Cortex and maybe I could. You need a bunch of people. So you do? Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4. I believe I have earned it. So that's why I was like, Acorn like, you have to be there. Yeah, with kids who are like fifth grade. No, I think, yeah. Yeah, it's like, we want to right now. I mean, with the whole house. So, yeah, he was probably yeah, or maybe I could even put Tyler and like Tyler back in that. I don't care as long as they have to be like I'm trying to. No, yeah, I know. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But this kid and this one are walking. So that's why I'm trying to find like 2. Okay. But 6 is awesome. 6 is awesome. Yeah. But then we have like the dance that will be. I know. Figure it out. Yeah, we'll figure that out. Okay. The more the better. Okay, yeah. Because we got, I want to put okay. Yeah, some in there. Okay. Yeah, awesome. I can, yeah, okay, I'll figure this out. Okay. All right, well, thank you.
what's up?
I can't. I want to.
What?
I think it's picking up there.
Oh, then just here, no, go to the right, click the mic. The headset's
I
on.
know, okay, so I'm gonna go down, yeah. I'll go watch that.
Oh, yeah, okay, see input, click audio input, that'll be good.
Yeah.
Welcome back to McKeon Park. Hyannis has taken the field, and the right-hander Kyle Murphy on the mound, finishing up his warm-up tosses. He's getting set to go up against a YD Red Sox lineup that looks like this. Wyatt Young leads off playing shortstop. Noah Campbell behind him in left field. Austin Wells doing the catching out of the number 3 spot. Batting cleanup, Riley King at third base, Jack Wold the DH, Tate Samuelson at first, Brad Beasley in center, Jake Palmer in right, and RJ Yeager rounding out the 9 at second base. YD comes into this game 10-6-1, 21 points. Currently third place in the Eastern Division, tied for second with Chatham, who defeated these Hyannis Harbor Hawks just a few days ago last Saturday. Hyannis, meanwhile, looking for their 4th win of the season, 3-13-1. They sit at 7 points in the cellar of the Western Division. So Wyatt Young making his way up to the plate to lead things off here at McKeon Park. Sun shining, lights not yet on. Fans still filing in. Hyannis back home in their white pinstripe jerseys with the orange lettering and numbering. Blue trim, blue hats. Murphy out of the stretch. First pitch, a fastball that runs away. We're underway. 5:59 first pitch time here from McKeon Park. Bit of a warm afternoon here on Cape Cod. 1-0. Another fastball that runs up high. 2 balls, no strikes. Wyatt Young, a .372 hitter at the top of this Red Sox lineup. Dennis, the beneficiary of a 3-1 win over the Gatemen last night. 2-0 pitch. That one misses up and away. And right off the bat, 3 balls and no strikes for Kyle Murphy. Making his first start in a Hyannis uniform on the summer of 2019. Right-hander from the belt to 3-0. And it runs up high, a 4-pitch walk to lead things off. So Wyatt Young quickly finds his way aboard. Doesn't even have to lift off his shoulder. Here's Noah Campbell.
Yeah, well, Murphy was around the zone in that at-bat. Just couldn't find much of the plate in those first 4 pitches.
So Campbell picks up some dirt. He'll rub it on the batting gloves. He steps in at .323 tonight. Batting with the runner aboard at first, nobody away. He's a returner for this Yarmouth Dennis team. Was featured here on Cape Cod just one summer ago. It's 5 straight balls to start the outing for Kyle Murphy. This Hyannis pitching staff gave up 5 walks last night out at Eldridge Park at the hands of the Orleans Firebirds. They ultimately fell 7-5 in that ball game. But the offense once again coming alive late last night, putting up a 3 spot in the 7th inning to make it interesting. The 1-0. That's in for a strike on the outside corner, painting the black. The count evens 1-1. So 6 pitches for Murphy so far in his outing. 5 balls, 1 strike. Walks were a bit of an issue for Murphy in his season at Northeastern, as this one is lined up the middle into center, a base hit. So Noah Campbell finding a good piece of that inside fastball. And it's first and second for Austin Wells with nobody away.
Well, Campbell just continues his hot streak. Him and Wyatt Young have been quite the 1-2 punch at the top of the order. They both reach base against the Northeastern right-hander Murphy as Campbell just sees one out over the plate and squares it up to center field.
Now as Wells climbs in, another guy hitting over 300 for these YD Red Sox, 304. Picked up a couple hits last night in the win against Wareham. Murphy's worked himself into a bit of trouble here in the top of the first. Couple runners aboard, nobody away. A peek back towards second, first pitch, fastball way inside. Now Murphy so far in the season has made 3 appearances, all out of the bullpen. He's gone 5 2/3, struck out 5, but walked 3. He's also given up 8 hits, already 1 on the board for YD here in the first inning. Right-hander set the pitch. Cracked in the air to left field, sending Hover back toward the track. He's still looking up, and it's gone. Austin Wells, a round tripper. And just like that, 3 batters into the game, it's 3-0 YD.
Yeah, just scorches one the opposite way. Took Hover back to the wall. Didn't get out by that much, but the left-handed Arizona catcher just pushes one the opposite field. Makes it 3-0 in a hurry.
Well, not the start that the right-hander out of Northeastern had in mind. That'll bring up Riley King, the cleanup man. 333 for him. Climbs in from the right side. Murphy trying to reset himself. Nobody on, nobody away. 3-0 already. The Red Sox out in front. Breaking ball missed down low. Well, Murphy in his last appearance on June the 29th at Chatham, he went a scoreless inning in 2/3. Didn't give up any hits. 1-0 from Murphy. Breaking ball. That catches the inside part of the zone. So the count levels at 1-1. King last night also went 2 for 4. And he's been seeing the ball like a beach ball on the road, an average above 300 as he taps one foul. So the count 1-2. That one might have gotten a piece of King. He's trying to walk it out down the first baseline. Murphy's still in search of that first out here in the top of the first. And if you're just joining us, you've missed a lot already. A walk, a base hit, and a home run from Austin Wells has YD in front 3-0 very early on in this ball game. Murphy still working from the stretch. The 1-2. Chopper left side foul. Taking a look around the infield for Hyannis, quickly left to right in the outfield. Trevor Hopper, Rowdy Jordan, and Rigsby Mosley. Around the infield, a welcome to Edouard Julian at third, Anthony Servideo at short, Lucas Dunn at second, Brooks Carlson at first, and Chad McDaniel behind the plate. The other half of the battery with Murphy as a breaking ball misses. Count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Slight wind blowing right to left here at McKeon Park. Just barely as the 2-2 pitch comes in. Fastball, bouncer to Julian at third. He's got it on a couple hops, fires across the diamond in time, 1 down.
Yeah, well, Julian gets his first action as the ball finds him on the left side. Fields it cleanly, and good to see him make a nice throw there over to Brooks Carlson at first for the first out of the inning.
So right away, getting some action down there at the hot corner. He makes the play. That'll bring up Jack Wold. Doing the DHing tonight for YD. 292 for Jack. Heading from the left side. First pitch, a breaking ball down by the shoot tops. It's 1-0. Well, Murphy on June the 16th went 3 innings at Brewster as he fires in a breaking ball, cut and miss from Wold. Count evens 1-1. In his school season at Northeastern, he won a season-high 5 innings in an 18-inning marathon over Boston College. Northeastern picked up the win in that one. Murphy's 1-1. Breaking ball, that's dropped in on the outside corner, strike 2. So the right-hander trying to settle himself down after giving up a 3-run blast to the catcher for YD, Austin Wells. Quickly the 1-2, fastball misses high. Trying to stuff one at the top of the zone. Instead, it's even 2-2. Murphy tan glove at the letters, the pitch. Fastball in the dirt, and the count swells full. Well, Al, you could say inconsistency has been one of the biggest things and one of the key terms for this Hyannis team so far this season. We talked about it a little bit on the postgame show after the game at Chatham. As the payoff pitch is in, fastball, bouncer left side as it trickles toward the Hyannis dugout foul. And it really depends on what version of the offense you get. And Hyannis has seen their offense explode late in the past couple games. A 5-run comeback in Katuitt a couple nights ago, and last night putting up a 3 spot in the 7th and runs in 3 straight frames to make that one interesting. The next 3-2. Swung on in the air to center field, sending Jordan back toward the track. He's still going back. He's at the wall, and he reaches up and makes the grab. So Jordan had a long way to go to reel that one in, but he does. Moving back into his laterally 2 down.
And Rowdy takes a really nice ride out there in center field. That one put to the deepest part of the ballpark from the hitter Wold. It sends Jordan all the way back to the track. Had to reach up at the last second, but took a really nice route to flag that down.
So here's the 286 hitter, Tate Samuelson. Steps in from the right side against the right-hander Murphy. First pitch, a fastball right back to him on the mound. Fields it on a hop. Cut off some distance. Flip to Carlson at first is in time, and that will retire the side. But damage has been done. The first 3 of the inning reached for YD, and then the home run from Austin Wells has the Red Sox up 3-0. Hyannis getting their first cuts when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Bottom of the first here from McKeon Park. Hyannis trailing early on in this one. It's the Red Sox 3. It's the home run from the catcher, Austin Wells. Put YD in front in this one early. Anthony Servideo, Lucas Dunn, and Trevor Haverdew up in the bottom of the frame against Jack Leftwich, the starter tonight for YD. As Anthony climbs in, looking to turn the tide for himself at the plate out of the leadoff spot. Just 111 for Anthony so far. Watches a fastball right down Broadway for a strike. Anthony didn't pick up a hit last night in Orleans. He watches an 0-1 pitch in for a strike at the knees, 0-2. Anthony did come around to score a run. One of the 5 put up by the Harbor Hawk offense last night. Leftwich stares in for the sign. Here's the 0-2. Fastball outside, couldn't get Servideo to offer. So Anthony trying to find a way aboard early on for Hyannis, trying to mount an early comeback. Leftwich into the windup, taps the rubber and fires. 1-2, cut and a miss, but fouled off. Just barely tipping that one to stay alive off the end of the bat. Might have gotten a piece of Wells behind the plate as well. So a ball and 2 strikes to Anthony. He digs back in. Leftwich already back on the rubber. He's ready to go. 1-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. So Servideo fans through a high fastball, and he's gone for out number 1. That'll bring up Lucas Dunn. Rest of the Hyannis lineup looking like this. Lucas Dunn at the plate now. Trevor Hover follows him. Jared DeSangelo, Rowdy Jordan, Rigsby Mosley. And the bottom third, Edward Julian, Chad McDaniel, and Brooks Carlson rounds out the 9. So Dunn batting here, nobody on, 1 away, bottom of the first. First pitch from Leftwich, breaking ball that goes all the way to the backstop. Dunn bounced back out of the box just a bit. Now Lucas moving up a couple spots in the lineup. Was featured in the cleanup spot last night. He went 0 for 4, but did pick up an RBI. Comes in with a clip of 250. Here's the 1-0. Fastball swung on, lifted down the right side, but foul. Now Lucas, one of the newer arrivals here in Hyannis. Got here last week. Of course, Edward Julian in the lineup tonight, making his debut. The 1-1. Fastball chopper up the left side. King ranging in to get it. Off balance throw to first, in time to get done. Well, nice play from King, ranging in down the third baseline, making a strong throw across the diamond in time to retire Dunn. And quickly 2 down in the Hyannis half of the first. Here's Trevor Hover.
King just had to charge in. And another good route from a fielder here tonight. We saw Rowdy Jordan flag one down in the top of the first, but this one a little different as King had to charge in on a dribbler down the left side, but makes a nice play, fields it glove side, and strong off balance throw.
So here's Trevor, steps in from the left side, watches a fastball in for a strike. And the Sun Devils probably itching at something to swing the bat at. Walked 4 times last night in Orleans and came within 1 pitch of making that 5. Leftwich is 0-1. Fastball at the knees, just a bit low. And Trevor squared some balls up in those at bats. He had some long fly balls that resulted foul. He's probably scratching to put one in play, the 1-1. Cut and missed through a breaking ball. Leftwich pulled a string, had Trevor a bit out in front. It's 1-2. So Hyannis, nobody on, 2 down, trying to extend the latter half of the first. Hopper swings and sends a high fly into right center. Moving after it, Beasley. He's got a beat on it. He'll make the grab, and that will end the inning. So Hyannis goes 3 up, 3 down quickly in the bottom of the first. YD coming back to the dish with a 3-0 advantage when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Top of the second here from McKeon Park. Kyle Murphy back to the hill for inning number 2 and set to face the bottom third of a YD Red Sox lineup that features Brad Beasley, Jake Palmer, and RJ Yeager. Now YD struck right away in the top of the first inning to kick off this ball game. A walk, a single, and then the home run, which has us standing where we are at right now. So Murphy toes the rubber. First pitch, a fastball. That one sent in the air to deep left field. Hava ranging back at the track, but reaches up and makes the catch against the wall. So Hava again backtracking to get that one. He went into the shade against the wall, reached up and made the catch at the last second. And one down from Jake Palmer, but Beasley gave that one a ride.
Yeah, he really hit that one on the screws. But Hava played it well. Looked like it had a chance to get off the wall for a minute, but times the leap well and just takes it right away from Brad Beasley.
So the right fielder, Jake Palmer, digs in at 143. First pitch, a breaking ball in the dirt. Chested up by McDaniel. Well, Murphy's only given up one free pass so far. That was to lead off the ball game, but he struggled with the command a little bit. He hasn't just missed his spots out of the zone. He's missed it in the zone as well, as evident by that last fly ball and, of course, the long shot. Fastball in the zone for a strike, 1-1. And this YD Red Sox team, they've responded well. They picked up a win last night in Wareham 3-1, but before that, they are pounded by the Chatham Anglers 15-1 as squaring to bunt was Palmer, and he knocked it down the third baseline just foul. So the count 1-2 to Palmer. He takes a couple practice hacks outside the box. YD in their road red jerseys with the blue numbering and lettering. The red trim going down the pants. The 1-2. Breaking ball, that's in the dirt, bouncing off the plate. The count draws even 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now YD right out of the gates on point tonight with the bats, but as a team on the road, they're hitting just .239 this season. The 2-2 from Murphy. Breaking ball fouled straight back into the screen. This is a team that has been incredibly potent offensively. Top 5 in just about every major offensive category. Second in runs, second in hits, 4 home runs with 11. Make that 12 now. And Murphy resets atop the rubber, the 2-2 offering. Fastball down and away. So another full count for Kyle. 3 balls, 2 strikes to the number 8 man, Palmer. Nobody on, 1 down, top of the second here from McKeon Park. 3-0, the Red Sox in front. Murphy's payoff. Fastball sky high in the air on the left side, ranging after it. Julian toward the wall by the Hyannis dugout. Looks up and he'll watch it tail out of play. So that one found some crowds. So Palmer, another chance to stay alive and see another pitch from Murphy as he rubs out a new baseball. And after all the rainouts we've had this season here on Cape Cod, nice to see a stretch of some good weather. Another picture-perfect day, this time here from McKeon Park. The payoff pitch again from Murphy. Fastball, a chopper left side. I believe that one got off the handle of the bat from Palmer that time. Tried to pull up. It was a check swing, perhaps more out of self-defense than anything. But nonetheless, the count remains full. RJ Yeager on deck. Nobody on, 1 down. Murphy's next 3-2. Down low, he walked him. Second in the ball game for Murphy. This time puts a runner on with 1 down. And that will transition things to the number 9 man. So Murphy again, Lyle, struggling a bit with the command here, this time in the second inning. Giving up 2 walks, 1 in each frame.
Yeah, and that one was a long at bat. I mean, that foul ball from the hitter, Jake Palmer, just got out of play. Julian gave it a good look, but Murphy couldn't quite close it out.
Runner takes off for second, a hit and run, work to perfection. It trickles into right center field. Going first to third is Palmer. He's going to stop there as Mosley scoops it up and throws it back into the infield, cut off by Servideo. And it's met on the corners back to the top of the order for Wyatt Young.
Well, YD manager Scott Pickler opting to be aggressive early in the game. And with a guy like RJ Yeager, who came into this at bat 1 for his first 20 on Cape Cod, Just puts a ground ball to the right side. Dunn was pulled to his right towards second base. So like you said, Brendan, that hit and run executed perfectly. It was hit right at about Dunn's original spot, but didn't have time to turn around and make the play, and as a result, puts runners on the corners.
So back to the top of the order for Young. Starting to stop at first. A breaking ball from Murphy's in for a strike. Well, Young at the plate for his second plate appearance, has yet to record official at bat tonight. He walked and scored. Of course, driven in on a home run from Wells. Infield at double play depth as a check on first base. Palmer scampered down the line a bit, but now back to the bag at third. YD once again with just one down here in the top of the second. Another runner just 90 feet away from stretching the lead out to 4. Murphy a breath now. Another look back to first. Diving back head first is Yeager. And we've seen that a lot from pitchers, not just on this Hyannis staff, but around the Cape League as well. A lot of real estate being taken up with runners aboard. Murphy's 0-1. Squaring to bunt, but popped up, raging after it, and sliding and making the catch, Brooks Carlson. A heck of a play from the Sanford glove and foul ground. And that bunt, a failed attempt from Wyatt Young, 2 down.
And pitching coach Ray Korn's going to make his way out to the mound to have a meeting, but nice play by Carlson, like you said. Young tried to push bunt one, looked like down the first base line to allow the runner from third, Jake Palmer, to score and extend that Whitey lead, but popped up in the air. Carlson reacted quickly, came charging in from first, and a nice sliding grab toward the first base coaching box.
So Ray Korn out on the mound having a quick chat with Murphy along with Chad McDaniel, who was joined in. Again, runners on first and third with 2 down as the meeting concludes. That's Jake Palmer at third, RJ Yeager at first. And Noah Campbell, who will be at the plate when action resumes, responsible for a third of the 3 hits on the board. In fact, it was the first one of the ball game. Now Murphy trying to wiggle out of a wide threat here in the second. Right-hander set first pitch of the at-bat. A breaking ball over the top of it for a strike was Noah Campbell. The count 0-1. Austin Wells just hanging out in the on-deck area. The man Murphy does not want to see again come up here in the second. Northeastern product again turns and fires back to first. In safely is Yeager. Rest of the infield for Hyannis pretty much straight up. Carlson holding on the runner at first. No balls and a strike here to the batter, Campbell. Next offering. Fastball in the dirt, well in front of the plate. Knocked down by McDaniel. No advancement for either runner. So for Murphy facing the YD Red Sox lineup tonight. That's not the only Red Sox team he's faced. We talked about this a little bit earlier on in the season. But Murphy got the opportunity with Northeastern to travel down to Florida and pitch against the actual Boston Red Sox as a strike is dropped in, the breaking ball in the outside corner. And of course, many Boston Red Sox alumni were once with these 2 squads. Jackie Bradley Jr. for Hyannis and the ace Chris Sale with the YD Red Sox back in 2009. Murphy fires back to first. In safely is Yeager again. Getting that uniform dirty over there at first. Murphy 1 pitch away from working out of the top of the second. Right-handers 1-2. Runner goes for second. Chopper left side to short. Servideo ranging in. Fields a glove side. Throw to first. In time to get him, and that ends the inning. So YD racks up 1 hit, but strands 2, and no runs come across. Still 3-0. YD with the advantage. Hyannis back to the dish when we come back on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Hyannis back to the plate in the bottom of the second as we return to action here from McKeon Park. Set to send up the middle third of the order. Jared DeSantolo, Rowdy Jordan, and Rigsby Mosley. Jack Leftwich, the starter tonight for YD, worked a very clean bottom half of the first inning. A frame that saw Hyannis go 1-2-3. Jared DeSantolo about to step into the left-handed box, making his return to the lineup. Made a pinch hit appearance last night in New Orleans. He drew a walk. First pitch to him, a fastball in for a strike. Well, Jared, you could say, has been at the top of the list, if not right at the top of best bats in this Hyannis order all season long. He'll one. He cracks one back to the mound. A chopper back to Leftwich. He'll flip onto first and easy out to get to Santolo, one down. So DeSantolo just gets a bit on top of one that time. Chops it back to the mound. So 4 up, 4 down for Leftwich. And here's Rowdy Jordan still in search of his first hit of the summer. Rowdy slid down a few spots in the lineup tonight. He was hitting second last night, went 0 for 3, scored a run as he takes a fastball in for a strike. Rowdy spins the bat toward Leftwich a couple times. Into the windup is the right-hander, the 0-1. Fastball laced off to the left. Clanks off the netting and into the Hyannis dugout. A grab made by Lucas Dunn against the railing. So Jordan quickly down, no balls, 2 strikes. Rigsby Mosley awaits on deck. Leftwich is 0-2. Here it comes. Fastball just a bit outside. Tried to paint the outside black. Couldn't do it. Jordan stays alive. A tough take. Leftwich a long stare down at the plate. Shakes off a couple signs from Wells. Here comes the 1-2 to Jordan. Inside out swing on the ground to second. Yeager's got it. Crosses over to first in time. So Jordan got an inside fastball. Couldn't turn on it as he sent one a little short soft to second. Yeager played it on a hop. And easy out. 2 down now for Rigsby Mosley. But what a night Rigsby had last night. A 3-hit performance. Picked up an RBI in the process as well and raised the average to 243. A big part of the Hyannis comeback not last night as he rips one down the left field line, and that one will sail foul. Lyle Rigsby was really putting some good swings on the ball last night.
Yeah, he was, and he's a guy that's really starting to have it click again, too. Guy who's put together 2 really good seasons at Troy and 3-hit night against Orleans.
He cracks this one in the air on the infield. Leftwich off the mound to get it, ranging in Samuelson, but it will be Leftwich, the pitcher, to make the grab, and that ends the inning. So Leftwich absolutely cruising through 2, 6 up, 6 down. Hyannis without a hit on the board. It's still 3-0 Red Sox when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Top of the third here from McKeon Park. It's Red Sox 3, Harbor Hawks nothing. As YD sends up their heart of the order, the 3-4-5 to the plate against Kyle Murphy. Back on the mound for inning number 3. Austin Wells, the catcher out of the University of Arizona, digs in from the left side. Murphy opting to work directly out of the stretch. First offering, breaking ball misses high and away. So Wells has already made quite the impact on this ball game. An opposite field blast out to left back in the top of the first inning. Murphy delivers home, swing and a miss. The bat goes flying and off the netting down the first base line just to the right of the YD dugout. So the backer will pick it up, give the piece of lumber right back to Austin outside the box, and gives a little smile to home plate umpire Frank Auditor as he digs back in. So luckily no one hurt. Couple of screens protect both sides of each dugout. As Murphy's ready, he fires home. Fastball runs high. But Wells responsible for all 3 runs put up for the Red Sox so far today. 3-run missile out to left in the top of the first. And he represents 1 of 3 YD hits thus far. Offering, breaking ball down, it's 3-1. Now Wells already led the Cape League in home runs entering today's play. But he only further extends that after that first inning home run. He's got 5 on the summer. 3 of them came in 1 game. 3-1 from Murphy. Swing and a miss, and the count runs full. So Wells, a guy that just finished up his freshman year at the University of Arizona. He's got a 3-2 count, wiggles the bat as Murphy fires home, swing and a number foul. But Wells came into tonight's contest hitting .304. Also 12 RBIs. But you can make it 15 now after that first inning blast. 3-0 YD. Murphy fires the 3-2. Ground ball right side, but it's foul. Hooking down the right field line. So Murphy will get a new baseball. He works back to the mound. He'll come set, fire home the full count offering, swing and a high pop-up. Left field much shallower than last time. Hauver ranges over to his right, has a beat on it, and makes the grab. So Wells retired for the first out of the top of the third. That'll bring up Riley King, the Georgia third baseman. So King today 0 for 1. He grounded out to Edward Julian at third. He came into today hitting .333. And YD, an offense that is absolutely loaded with talent. Infield back. Julian just off the line at third. First pitch from Murphy. Swing and a chopper foul just behind the plate. YD came into tonight's contest with 6 qualified hitters and consistent starters that are hitting .300 or above. Wells, of course, one of those guys. Riley King, one of those representatives. As Kyle Murphy fires home. It's down low, count evens at 1-1 as the appeal down to first was said no swing by the first base umpire Ronaldo Cockrum. So King 11 for his first 34 on Cape Cod. 1-1 from Murphy. Big hack and a miss, comes up empty, it's 1-2. King redshirted in his first season at Georgia back in 2017. So a redshirt sophomore set to enter his redshirt junior year with the Bulldogs. Now the 1-2 from Murphy, swing and a pop-up foul out of play. And he put together a really nice season in 2019. .295 average, 8 home runs. Those were 8 of 18 extra base hits he had in the season. As Murphy gets the sign from McDaniel. Come home. Chopped foul this time toward the left side and by the Hyannis dugout. And Riley King, for as well as he hit, this guy was a baseball magnet. He was plunked 15 times in his season with Georgia. 15 times. Murphy staring in at the hitter, Riley King. He gets the sign he likes. Rocks and deals the 1-2. Called strike 3 on a breaking ball. Kyle Murphy picks up a strikeout for the second out of the top of the third. And that retires Riley King for the second time in as many tries.
Well, there's a good breaking ball right there from Murphy. Snapped one off, started it way inside. Looked like it was going to coming in nip King, but then tailed back toward the inside corner just at the last second. Nothing Riley could do.
Now the hitter, Jack Wold, from the left side, takes a fastball for a strike. For Riley King, no hits in 2 tries today. Fortunately for him, he hasn't been hit by a pitch like he was the 15 times at Georgia. A 1, down low, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. And additionally for King, he's already been hit twice here in Cape Cod. That's tied for second on his Whitey roster. So that's one way to up your on-base percentage. Murphy's still working from the stretch with nobody on. The offering, ground ball left side on a hop to Servideo, moving to his left, fires across. That'll end the inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Red Sox in the top of the third, and Kyle Murphy has now retired his last 5 batters he's faced. It's wide 3, Hyannis nothing. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on for the Red Sox in the top of the third. We'll go to the bottom half of the frame on the other side of the break when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Back from Hyannis for the bottom of the third here at McKeon Park with Jack Leftwich back on the mound for the Red Sox. Hyannis sends their 7, 8, and 9 bats to the lineup. The bottom third of the order looking to get something going. Whitey leads by 3, and Leftwich has been cruising thus far. 6 up, 6 down. And with that, welcome to Hyannis, Edward Julian. Just finished his sophomore year with the University of Auburn. Leftwich fires home. Julian pushed back a little bit with a breaking ball. It's 1-0. Or Auburn University, as it's more commonly regarded. But this guy can hit, and he can hit for some big-time power. Julian, 10 bombs as a sophomore, 57 runs batted in as he watches a fastball high. For an Auburn team that made the College World Series and really kind of turned on the burners at the end of the season, as Leftwich will fire home, Julian takes a strike on a heater. Edward led the team in several offensive categories. Extra base hits, home runs, RBIs, runs scored, slugging, and on base. He vigorously wiggles the bat above his left shoulder. Leftwich fires home, and the Tiger Julian takes one on the outer black. It's 2-2. Edwards making his second stint here on Cape Cod. Played last summer with the Falmouth Commodores. Hit just .205, 2 home runs, 11 RBIs. Offering, checks his swing on a fastball low. 3-2, full count. So Julian with a chance to provide some real punch for this Harbor Hawks lineup. Hyannis, 7 home runs on the year. That's tied for 6th in the league. 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Julian chases after a heater on the outer half of the plate. Couldn't get anything of it. And there's 1 down here in the bottom of the third. Leftwich makes it his second strikeout of the night. Both of them have come swinging. And switch hitting catcher Chad McDaniel will dig in from the left side. So Leftwich has retired his first 7. The Florida Gator fires home to McDaniel. And the SEC catcher watches one just away. It'll be 1-0 to the hitter Chad McDaniel, who last night didn't get a start as he pretty much platoons, goes every other with Adam Hackenberg. Swings away at the next offering. High pop up into medium depth center. Beasley moves back, now trots in, and he makes the grab at the face level for the second out.
Well, again, just another piece of soft contact, this time from McDaniel. Skied one just a straightaway center. A pretty routine play out there for Beasley, who had no problem coming in on it.
So Brooks Carlson now the hitter. He's moved down to the number 9 spot tonight. Comes off an 0 for 3 performance in Orleans. First offering from Leftwich. Good breaking ball outside corner, strike one. Jack has a really good fastball. Sits from the low to mid 90s. Also drop in that nice slider as well. 0-1. It plunked Carlson right on that front shoulder, and that'll send him down to first base. So Brooks undoes his ankle guard, chucks it toward the plate, and he makes a slow walk over to first base and might have actually got him right around the hand or wrist area. He's favoring that left hand pretty noticeably as he walks down to first. It'll flip the lineup back to Anthony Servideo at the top. And Hyannis, first base runner reached today. So time still called. First base umpire Ronaldo Cockrum making sure Brooks is more than fine. He wants a couple extra seconds down there to catch his breath. But Leftwich had made it up, 8 down before plunking Carlson on that left hand. Still kind of motioning out and squeezing out that hand wrist area a little bit. But he gets his lead off of first. He's now being held on by Samuelson, offering to Servideo, breaking ball low. Servideo today, 0 for 1. He was the other Jack Leftwich strikeout thus far. Much like Edward Julian, it was also to lead off an inning. That was the bottom of the first. Stretch and fires. Fastball up high, back pick by Wells to first, but Brooks in sliding head first safely. 2-0 the count to the Ole Miss Rebel. Leftwich gazing him down. Ball tucked behind his right leg. Now he'll come set at the letter high. Offering. Down low. 3 balls, no strikes. So after being on absolute cruise control through the first 8 batters, Leftwich issued the hit by pitch to Carlson. And now he's way behind to the 3-0 count to the hitter Servideo. Offering. Good for a strike right on the outside corner. So Hyannis looking to spark something here in the bottom of the third. 2 outs with a runner on. 3-0 Whitey the score. Pitch from Leftwich. Pop-up foul behind home plate. It gets out of play. Leftwich coming off a really strong outing for Whitey his last time around. He went 5 1/3. Gave up 1 run on just 3 hits. He walked 2 and he struck out half a dozen. That was in a 3-1 win against Harwich back on June the 26th. Runner takes off, offering, checks his swing. Appeal down to third base, and he does not go around, so Anthony Servideo draws a 2-out walk. That puts 2 on for Lucas Dunn.
Well, this is a bit of what we saw last night in Orleans. Not much contact, but a lot of free passes. A hit by pitch and now a walk. So back-to-back with Lucas Dunn coming up. This is the part of the lineup you want. But with 2 down, you're going to have to find some green grass to bring that runner at second home.
So Carlson at second, Servideo at first, no hold from any of the runners. Riley King, the third baseman, playing just behind the bag. Rest of the infield pretty much straight up. Offering, breaking ball on the inner half at strike 1. Dunn, a guy that went 0 for 4 last night, but much like the common theme here with the walks for Hyannis, Dunn himself found some success off free passes. Put together an RBI walk last night for Hyannis. That was back in the top of the 7th. Offering, breaking ball right at the bottom of the zone. It's 0-2. That was part of a 3-spot that Hyannis put together in the top of the 7th. Cut the lead to 7-5, but a long fly out from Jackson Olsen ended the inning and left 2 in scoring position. 0-2 the count here. Pitch from Leftwich. It's fouled back by Dunn. So Lucas today looking for his first hit. He grounded out to third in his first at bat. On the season, he's hitting .238. Hover awaits on deck. Maybe nobody benefited more from the walk yesterday than him with his 4. 0-2, Whitey up by 3. Leftwich checks the runner at second, fires home. Ground ball off Dunn's front foot inside the box. That'll be a foul ball. So Leftwich gets a new baseball. He works his way back to the mound. He's a guy that's gone 5 or just over 5 in his first 2 starts. He went exactly 5 frames in his first outing. That was in a 9-9 tie against the Kettleers. But here he is in the bottom of the 3rd, just 1 strike away from getting out of the inning. Pitch. Swinging a pop-up foul out of play right side. So Leftwich hails from the University of Florida. And he grew up in Orlando as well. So within state guidelines of Gainesville and the Florida Gators. He leans in at the hitter Dunn. He takes a breath and comes set from the stretch. 0-2 offering. Breaking ball away. Austin Wells keeps it in front of him. It's 1-2. Carlson, the runner, at second. Servideo at first. Now Brooks has an open bag 90 feet ahead of him at third. He hasn't stolen a bag this year. Now the 1-2. Down low, it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to the Louisville Cardinal Dunn. Servideo, on the other hand, a guy with some real speed in his arsenal. He has a team high 3 stolen bags in 2019, but can't do much with Carlson ahead of him right now. Hover waits on deck. Dunn flips the bat underhand toward the mound a couple times. And Leftwich is ready. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. That ends the inning. Make it the 3rd strikeout of the night for the right-hander Jack Leftwich. And that strands 2 on base to end the bottom of the 3rd frame. For Hyannis, no runs, no hits, no errors. 2 left on. We'll go to the 4th when we come back on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Tate Samuelson, Brad Beasley, Jake Palmer, the 3 set to come to the plate for YD in the top of the 4th. As Kyle Murphy, after giving up that 3-run shot to Austin Wells in the top of the 1st frame, has worked 3 clean innings since. Or make that 2 clean innings. He's back on the mound for his 4th inning tonight. And looking to make it a 3rd clean inning. Samuelson, the hitter. Murphy fires out of the stretch. It's up high. Samuelson grounded out to Murphy on the mound in his first at bat. That was to end the bottom of the 1st frame. Kyle looks down, fires home. Fastball low and away. Tate Samuelson on the summer, hitting .276. And he just punched his first home run last night in what was a 3-1 Red Sox win over the Wareham Gatemen. 2-0. Murphy drops in a good breaking ball, makes the count 2 balls and a strike. Samuelson just watched it go by. Action looming in the Hyannis bullpen down the left field line. It's Patrick Fredrickson out of Minnesota starting to get loose. Murphy now the 2-1. Fastball on the inside black. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes as the count levels. So Samuelson, a guy that hails from Cal Poly. Brad Beasley, his Red Sox teammate, also his collegiate teammate at school, as he waits on deck from the right side. Northeastern product Murphy takes a breath, fires the 2-2. It's chopped toward the left side, foul. So Kyle Murphy gets a new baseball. McDaniel looking for some signs toward his left at the Hyannis dugout. Pitching coach Ray Korn gives him one he likes. It's relayed to Kyle Murphy, who comes set right at the letters. 2-2. Plunks the hitter, Tate Samuelson, right on the helmet. Oh, so time's going to be called. He's got two hands on his knees. Scott Pickler, as well as the YD trainer, coming out to have a look at him. So Murphy just kind of lets a fastball get away from him there. Samuelson now standing straight up. So he's just getting looked at. Murphy just kind of standing off the mound. And Samuelson looks like he's going to be assisted off the field. So Waddy just taking proper precaution. He'll exit the ball game and gets a nice round of applause from the hometown faithful. So a little bit of a scary moment right there, but Samuelson appears to be okay for the most part as he gets some pats on the back from his YD teammates in the first base dugout. So the Red Sox will put in a pinch runner to replace Samuelson into the game and run it first. It'll be Riley Terada out of the University of Dayton. So time still called here. Home plate umpire Frank Auditor writing down the substitution as Murphy just stands on top of the mound. But now Chad Gassman, after that hit by pitch, is going to make his way out to the mound. And it looks like that's going to end Kyle Murphy's night. Gassman waves his right hand toward the mound, so Patrick Fredrickson will set to enter the game on the other side of the break. Murphy makes it through 3+ here at McKeon Park, and he leaves with a 3-0 deficit for his Hyannis Harbor Hawks. YD 3, Hyannis 0 here in the top of the fourth. We'll be back when we return on the other side of the break on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Back in the top of the fourth from McKeon Park in Hyannis, and Patrick Fredrickson has entered the game, the right-hander out of Minnesota. He inherits one runner on base as he'll work from the stretch. Fires the first pitch up high with a breaking ball to Brad Beasley, 1-0. So Fredrickson, a guy that's seen some time in a starting role with Hyannis this summer. But he's set to make his 4th appearance in 2019, the 2nd out of the bullpen for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Takes a breath, gives a B move over to first, but back with a head first dive, the runner Riley Terada, who's came into the game for the hitter Tate Samuelson, exiting after being plunked on the helmet by a Kyle Murphy fastball. That was the last hitter that Murphy got to face. He exited the game after throwing 3+ innings. His line's still open. He's given up 3 hits, walked 2, struck out 1. 1-0 from Patrick Fredrickson. Good fastball in the outside corner. It's 1-1. So Murphy's given up 3 runs to this point, all of them earned on the Austin Wells 3-run blast in the first. But he's responsible for Riley Terada, the runner who's idling off of first. Edward Julian playing in on the infield grass. Fredrickson will take a breath. Now fires hard over to first base, but Carlson applies the tag late. Fredrickson's thrown 7 1/3 innings coming into tonight. ERA that sits just over 11, so looking to bring that down and keep the score at bay, giving Hyannis a chance to come back with the bats. Takes another breath, working from the first base side. 1-1 fastball, good for a strike, and it's 1-2. So 3-0 Whitey here. Red Sox 3 runs on 3 hits. Hyannis yet to put up a hit or a run yet. Thus far, rather. Patrick Fredrickson gives a peek over to first. Terada getting a fair lead. Now the pitch. Just away, and the count levels. So Beasley scorched a loud out to left field back in his first at bat. Trevor Hauver leaped at the wall and prevented an extra base hit from the Cal Poly product. But Brad, looking to improve on his summer, came into today hitting just 138. Fredrickson over to first, back diving safely Riley Terada from Dayton. Fredrickson made 11 starts in his 2019 season for the Minnesota Gophers. Went 2-5, ERA sat just under 5.6. He gives Terada another peek. Now the offering, runner takes off, swinging a fly ball out to center. Incoming Rowdy Jordan makes the catch on the run. He's going to make a strong throw back toward first. Terada trying to retreat, but it pulls Carlson off the bag. So Jordan coming in, had to move over toward his right a little bit and the left center gap. Made the catch with some momentum. A strong throw back to first, but pulled Carlson just a bit to his right, although Terada probably would have beat it back anyway. Now Jake Palmer, the hitter. He swings it from the left side. One of 4 natural left-handed hitters in the lineup tonight. 6 total if you include the switch hitters Riley King and Noah Campbell. Fredrickson's offering. Line drive out to left center. Jordan coming over, drops in front of him. There's a 1-out base hit for the hitter Jake Palmer. Reaches base for the 2nd time tonight. Whitey's got runners on first and second with nobody out, or rather 1 out.
Well, that base hit from Palmer looked a bit similar off the bat that the one before it Brad Beasley put out into center field. Jordan had to come over again to his right. That one dropped just in front of him, but a good play to get it back into the infield quickly and keep both runners from advancing just only 90 feet.
RJ Yeager, the hitter. He pushed a successful hit and run through the right side his first time up. Gets a breaking ball from Fredrickson. It's 0-1. So Yeager, a right-handed hitter as well. He's actually 1 of 4. As Riley King does hit from the right side. Campbell, the lone switch hitter in the lineup. Fredrickson will take a breath. Dunn giving some attention to the runner at second, now retreats. Offering from Patrick, it misses just away. 1-1 the count to Yeager. Came into the game hitting just .050. Again, 1 for his first 20. But he improved on that to some extent with that 2nd inning single. Got an RBI opportunity here. Fredrickson will give the runner a look at second, fires home. Breaking ball just down low. It's 2-1. So Whitey and Hyannis, the first of 4 meetings between the two ball clubs. And both take place in the form of home and homes. Hyannis will travel to Red Wilson Field in South Yarmouth tomorrow for a 5 p.m. matchup on the 4th of July with these Red Sox. Fredrickson gives Terada a look at second, fires home. Fastball gets away from the glove of McDaniel. Each runner is going to advance 90 feet. Terada down to third, Palmer up to second. And the Red Sox are really threatening now here in the top of the 4th as they have less than 2 outs and 2 in scoring position. So Fredrickson back on the mound. So a home and home today and tomorrow. And then a home and home right at the end of the season between these two ball clubs. Fredrickson takes a breath, fires the 3-1, swing and a miss at a high fastball. Count will swell. 3-2 the count. Terada the runner at third. He's Kyle Murray's responsibility. Palmer stands at second after the 1-out single. Fredrickson gets the sign from McDaniel. Another deep breath, 3-2 offering. Cut and a miss, strike 3. Fredrickson punches out his first batter of the night as Yeager strikes out for the 2nd out of the top of the 4th inning.
Well, a good response from Fredrickson. Slowed it down a little bit on the inside corner, and he got Yeager to just wave over the top of it. He went up the ladder with a fastball, changed the eye level, went down in the cellar with that last one to get him for strike 3.
That puts the lineup back at the top for Wyatt Young. Fredrickson still working out of the stretch. Pitch just up high, 1-0. Now Hyannis looking for a response here. And if they have one, it'll be what would be a 3rd potential comeback for the Harbor Hawk offense. They erased a 5-run deficit in Katuitt 2 nights ago before dropping the contest 9-8. Fredrickson ready the 1-0. Gets away from the catcher. McDaniel skips to the backstop, and Terada scores no problem. 4-0 Red Sox in the top of the 4th. As a wild pitch from Patrick Fredrickson scores Terada from third, allows Brad Beasley, or rather Jake Palmer, to get to third. And it's a 4-run advantage for Scott Pickler's Red Sox ball club. So Fredrickson walks back to the mound. He works his way back on. First base side of the rubber comes set right at the belt. Lifts and deals the 2-0. Fastball misses outside. So Hyannis erased the 5-run deficit but dropped the contest at Katuitt. They were down 7-0 in Orleans last night. Put up 5 runs total, all within the course of 3 innings, but would lose the matchup 7-5. 3 out. Breaking ball. Wyatt Young checks his swing, appeal down to third, and it doesn't go around. That'll be ball 4. 4-pitch walk issued to Wyatt Young, his 2nd base on balls of the evening. So 1st and 3rd, the Red Sox runners stand for Noah Campbell.
Well, Young was absolutely sure he walked that time. He held the bat in the position where he thought he went around. And third base umpire Mike Rabideau agreed with him.
So Campbell, the hitter. He's 1 for 2 today with a run scored. Pitch from Fredrickson, popped foul over the press box. So Hyannis looking for what would be a potential 3rd straight comeback in a row, at least to some extent. They didn't put on a full comeback last night at Orleans, but they chipped away at a pretty sizable amount. Fredrickson tosses over to first. Back safe with a head first dive, Wyatt Young, but he beats the throw there by about 2 whole seconds. Campbell having himself another really fantastic summer. He's hitting .333. Fredrickson, the 0-1. Runner takes off. Throw down to second from McDaniel. Catch made by Servideo. Now they throw home. Tag applied. They got him. So Chad McDaniel fires a strike down to second base. The shortstop Servideo moves to his left. Doesn't apply any type of tag down on Wyatt Young. fires home to get Jake Palmer at the plate, and that ends the inning. So Whitey kept off the board any further. They do put up one here in the top of the fourth, as it's 4-0 Red Sox through 3.5 frames. For Whitey, 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and there will be 1 left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Three, 4, 5 coming to the plate for Hyannis as we bring you back from McKeon Park in the bottom of the fourth. Trevor Hauver, Jared DeSantolo, and Rowdy Jordan, the hitters, due up. Jack Leftwich makes his way back to the mound. This will be inning number 4 of his night, where he's yet to allow a hit or a run. And Riley Terada stays in the game at first base for Tate Samuelson. Pitch from Leftwich, fastball good for a strike on the outer half to Hauver. Trevor flew out to center in his first at bat. Left-handed hitting Sun Devil bends his knees, watches one down, it's 1-1. So Kyle Murphy's night officially ends. He gives up 4 runs, but only 3 of them earned. 1-1. Down low to Hauver, it's 2 balls and 1 strike. So that pass ball from Chad McDaniel that allowed Riley Terada to score from third will not be credited to Kyle Murphy. 2-1. Up high, 3-1 to Hauver. He walked 4 times last night, and he's got himself in a 3-1 count here now. Leftwich peers over the glove. Gets a sign from the catcher, Austin Wells, as he lifts and deals. Swinging a pop-up left side. Giving chase the third baseman, King, but he'll watch it sail into the crowd. So Murphy made his first start for Hyannis in 2019. It was his 4th appearance, where he lasted just over 3 innings. This wasn't the first time he saw the Red Sox, however, as he faced them once last year as well. 3-2 to Hauver. Bouncer to the shortstop. Coming in quickly, the shortstop, Young, fields cleanly, fires to first on the run in time. So a nice play from Young, who charged just to the back of the mound. Made a nice play with the glove side and fired across his body to get Hauver at first. So DeSantolo, the hitter. Hauver kept off the base paths. He does not record his 5th walk in 2 games. DeSantolo will step out of the box quickly and tap the bat to both his feet, as he often does. But Kyle Murphy, a guy who spent very brief time in the Cape last summer as well. Leftwich fires home. It's down and away to DeSantolo. Played for the Harwich Mariners Ball Club last year. So his 2nd stint on Cape Cod, he threw just 2 innings in a Mariners uniform. Leftwich comes home. DeSantolo gives a weak wave and a miss, and the count evens. In one of those 2 innings, it came against the Whitey Ball Club. But he picked up the loss, giving up 2 hits, 3 earned runs, and 2 walks as well. Whitey would go on to win that game by a final score of 4-1. Offering to DeSantolo, ripped right at the first baseman. Nice stop made by the first baseman, Terada, just into the game. Beats DeSantolo on the foot race to the pillow. And there's 2 away.
Well, that ball is rocketed off the bat of DeSantelo. He turned on that one, and Tirada, the new defensive replacement into the game, who came in to pinch run, makes a nice stop. Had to hop up to corral that one, but able to beat DeSantelo to the bag.
Rowdy Jordan now the hitter. He's still looking for his first hit in a Hyannis uniform. So for one today, grounded out to second. Pitch from Leftwich, popped into short center field. Going back, Young coming in. Beasley, it'll be Young going out, sliding, can't make the grab. There's the first hit in a Harbor Hawk uniform for Rowdy Jordan. A Texas League single out to left center puts the first hit of the night on the board for the Harbor Hawks, as there's 2 outs with 1 on for Rigsby Mosley.
And that would have been an extremely tough play for whoever had to come on to make that one. Campbell, Beasley, and Young all went out to go get it. It was Young who ended up having the best shot at it. Had to make a sliding over-the-shoulder catch. Would he have made it? But Rowdy Jordan aboard at first, his first hit in a Hyannis uniform.
Pitch to Mosley. Good breaking ball from Leftwich. Hits the bottom of the zone. It's 0-1. But yeah, Young had to go out a long way. Beasley was probably playing a little bit too deep to come in for the ball. Young had the best chance, and as he was running out, he tried to slide and make an over-the-shoulder catch at the same time as Mosley swings through another off-speed pitch. Looked like he might have got the tip of his glove on it, but not enough to corral the baseball. And as a result for Rowdy Jordan, he picks up his first hit in a Cape League uniform. 0-2 to Mosley. Just outside, it's 1-2. So Jordan started his summer 0 for his first 18. But don't be surprised to see him turn it around. That's been a little bit of a trend of his in his time at Mississippi State as well. Sometimes he starts a little bit cold, but then he really picks it up as time progresses. Mosley slaps one to the left side, fielded cleanly by Young, takes a couple of crow hops, fires to first, and that'll end the inning. So Jordan picks up a 2-out bloop single, but he's stranded on the base paths as Mosley grounds out to short to end the bottom of the 4th. For Hyannis, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. It's 4-0 Red Sox through 4 innings of play. We'll be back for the top of the 5th when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
Patrick Fredrickson back to the hill for his second inning of relief here as we enter the top of the 5th. And he's due up against the 2, 3, 4 hitters in the YD order. And it's the Red Sox, owners of a 4-0 lead here at McKeon Park. Noah Campbell, Austin Wells, and Riley King set to go against the Minnesota right-hander. Patrick sets at the belt. Ready for the first pitch of the inning. Here it comes. Fastball just down low. Well, again for YD as we enter the middle frames of the ball game. 4 runs on 4 hits. Hyannis just 1 hit. That Texas League single off the bat of Rowdy Jordan, his first in the summer of 2019. 1-0. Fastball fouled straight back off the screen as it trickles back to the field of play. Campbell tonight 1 for 2. He singled and scored. Came around on the home run from Austin Wells and then bounced out to Servideo at shortstop. He digs back in from the left side. Fredrickson toes to rubber. 6-6 frame. Ready for the 1-1. Here it comes. Fastball chopper down the right side, foul toward the YD dugout. So 2 strikes here on the leadoff man in the 5th, Campbell. This is Fredrickson's 4th appearance of the summer. Last time we saw him was June the 29th at Chatham. Hyannis dropped that contest 6-1 on the road. Patrick tossed 1 inning, gave up 1 run on just 2 hits. Looking for a strikeout here against Campbell, and he gets it. Breaking ball on the outside corner, dropped in on a swing and a miss. So quickly 1 down for Fredrickson. That'll bring up Austin Wells.
And there's his second strikeout, and it comes against a very prime bat in the Whitey order. Campbell already had a hit tonight, but Fredrickson just gets him swinging for the first out of the 5th.
So this Hyannis pitching staff really only made 1 mistake. It was the home run that Kyle Murphy gave up back in the 1st. And this is the man who hit it. So he watches a fastball at the knees for a strike. Well, he went opposite field, went over the subway sign in left field, sent Hoffer back to the wall. It was a low liner that got out of here, just snuck over the wall. Fredrickson's 0-1. Fastball letter high. The count draws even at 1-1. Fredrickson, in each of the appearances prior to June the 29th at Chatham, went at least 3 innings. Went 3 in a loss to Harwich and 3 in a third in a loss to Wareham, the 1-1. Breaking ball, that's in there for a strike. So Lyle, as you mentioned, Fredrickson's been worked in as a starter and out of the bullpen. This is his second time coming on in relief. We'll see how long Chad Gassman opts to work with the right-hander from Minnesota. And he can do both. He can do both. He can be an innings eater, or he can be a guy to slam the door, the 1-2. That's just below the knees. Count levels 2-2. Tough take from Austin Wells on a breaking ball from Fredrickson. This Hyannis offense, just 1 run through the first 4 times to the plate. I mentioned they've struggled early on in ball games, but have come alive late. We'll see if that continues to be the case tonight. Fredrickson's 2-2. Way inside. Spinning back out of the way was Wells. And the count's Wells full. That one coming in at 91. Dusting Wells back off the inside corner. And Fredrickson a breath as he toes the rubber and looks back to McDaniel for a sign. The payoff delivery. Ripped in right field down the line. That's going to fall and get all the way to the wall. Rounding first, headed for second is Wells as Mosley scoops it up by the 3:30 marker and pulling up with a 1-out double, Austin Wells.
Well, this kid's pretty good. He's already got a homer today. He rips one into the corner down the right field line with 1 out in the top of the 5th inning. Wells, a guy that was already leading in so many categories on the Cape coming into the contest, and he's only adding to it tonight. Fredrickson just kind of leaves one on the inner half of the plate. Wells turns on it well, just scorches it down that right field line.
Now, Wells came into the night hitting .304. That'll transition things to another guy well up over 300, Riley King. However, tonight he's over 2. Trying to change that with a runner in scoring position and 1 down for YD. Patrick gives a stare back to Wells, now comes home. First pitch, a fastball right side. Carlson ranging back, slides, knocks it down, but it trickles toward the second base bag. And everybody's going to be safe. So Riley King reaches first base. That'll push Austin Wells up to third. So it'll be men on the corners with 1 down.
Well, Carlson wasn't sure if Dunn was going to come over or not. As a result, he didn't, as he was playing much more shaded towards second. Carlson stopped in his tracks for a second, then picked up his motion, but still made the nice backhanded stop moving towards second base. And he saves a run as a result. That ball gets by him. Austin Wells scores easily from second base.
And at the very least, Carlson keeps this a 4-0 game for now, but Jack Wold at the plate, also 0 for 2. Another guy in the middle of the lineup trying to break through for the Red Sox here in the 5th. Breaking ball dropped in on the inside corner, but just a bit low. So this inning started with a Noah Campbell punch out. Austin Wells doubled Riley King with the single off the glove of Brooks Carlson at first base. And now it's the 292 hitting DH. Tall, lanky right-hander with the 1-0. Fastball outside. That one again pumped in at 91 on the outside corner. That's just about where Fredrickson will sit with that heater. He got a good one when he can locate it effectively. He's falling behind Wold here 2-0. The pause now. Here's the next offering. Fastball in the air to right field. Mosley drifting over just a bit to the right. He'll make the grab, but tagging and coming in to score Wells. The throw will be cut off by Servideo. And it's going to be 5-0 Red Sox off the sac fly from Jack Wold.
That just gets the job done. Hits it deep enough out to right that Mosley had to coast over and make the grab, and throw would have been way too long for him out in right field. So a nice trot home for Austin Wells.
So the first plate appearance for Riley Terrata, who was subbed in to pinch run earlier on in this game. Plate appearance coming here in the 5th inning. 1-1 already up for YD. It's a man on first, 2 down. Fredrickson trying to work out of it. First pitch to Terrata, fastball in for a strike. Fredrickson's been a guy as of late. The last time we saw him, controlled the damage pretty well. Although he only pitched an inning, gave up 2 hits, was able to work around it. Spinning the look back to first, back in safely, the runner King. And before that, worked into a bit of damage on June the 23rd in Harwich. Pitched 3 innings, gave up 5 runs on 7 hits. Trying to stifle this Red Sox lineup here in the 5th inning. Again, 5-0 YD with the advantage. Right-hander set for an 0-1. The pitch. Breaking ball is slapped foul. Off to the right, that'll get way out of play. So Fredrickson's worked himself into a 2-strike count, 1 pitch away from working out of the inning. Another beautiful night for baseball. Bleachers just about filled up all the way around McKeon Park. Some fans residing on the hill down past the Hyannis dugout. 4th of July week, always a packed time here on Cape Cod. The 0-2 from Fredrickson. Got him, strike 3. Blows a fastball by him. He just reared back, and that ends the inning. So Fredrickson escapes any more trouble posed by the YD Bats. They pick up a couple hits, and they push 1 across. It's Red Sox 5, Harbor Hawks nothing. With Hyannis coming back to the dish in the bottom of the 5th when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Bottom of the 5th sees Hyannis send the bottom third of their order to the plate against Jack Leftwich, the starter who has been absolutely on cruise control. He's back for his 5th inning of work. And to lead off the bottom of the 5th, we're going to get a second look at Edouard Julien. Struck out in his first plate appearance. That was back in the 3rd inning. And the left-handed hitter climbs into the box. Second look against Leftwich tonight as he winds and deals. First pitch, a fastball away. Chad McDaniel and Brooks Carlson set to follow the left-handed hitting third baseman. Leftwich is 1-0. Breaking ball that runs well outside. 2 balls, no strikes. And Lyle, we touched upon it a bit earlier, but Julien, a guy that can really provide some pop in this Hyannis lineup. Batting in the 7 hole tonight, but could be put really anywhere in the middle of the order as a fastball is pumped in from Leftwich for a strike. He's a guy that hit .240 in his sophomore season with the Auburn Tigers. Made an appearance in the College World Series, launched 9 home runs as well. The 2-1. Fastball, that one's ripped in the alley in right center. That's going to fall for a hit. That rolls all the way to the wall. Julian's rounded first. He's thinking 2. Beasley just scoops it up and fires it back in, but trotting in to the second base bag, Edouard Julien. So he's got himself his first hit in a Hyannis uniform. It comes in the form of a leadoff double.
Scorches that one hard into right center. Just pieced it up well out in front of the plate. I just hit it right on the screws to pick up the second hit of the night for Hyannis.
So here's Chad McDaniel with a runner in scoring position. That's really the first piece of hard contact Hyannis has managed to get off a Leftwich. So the right-hander forced to work out of the stretch. And Hyannis trying to get something going here as we enter the middle innings. First pitch, breaking ball outside. Well, Edouard Julien, no stranger to the spotlight, named the top prospect in Quebec as just a 16-year-old. And not only that, the goal here in the Cape Cod League to turn the head of some scouts as a 1-0 pitch, a fastball that missed away. Well, Julian's already done that. He was selected by the Philadelphia Phillies in the 37th round back in the 2017 draft. Opted to go back and play some baseball for the Auburn Tigers. He was featured in 62 games for that ball club in 2019. The 2-0. Cut and a miss from McDaniel. Fastball down and away. But McDaniel in his own right is having himself quite a nice summer. He's up to 261. In his last 5 games, absolutely been roping the ball with a 429 clip. Leftwich is 2-1. Cut on and sent down the left field line, ranging after Campbell, but he will watch it sail off over the fence by the Hyannis pen. So the count levels 2-2 to McDaniel as he steps back in. Brooks Carlson, who was beamed off that right shoulder / elbow area, and he waits on deck. Edouard Julien led off this inning with a double. He stands at second, the 2-2. Cut and a miss, strike 3. McDaniel helping out Leftwich there. He went after a breaking ball outside the zone. So 1-on-1 down now for Brooks Carlson.
And Leftwich just really has it working. That's his 4th strikeout tonight. So good response after the Edouard Julien double to punch out Chad McDaniel.
So Carlson trying to punch one through with one down here in the 5th inning and get Hyannis on the board. First pitch, a fastball, big cut and a miss there. Carlson leaning forward almost out of the box to go after that one. Carlson, an 0-for-3 performance last night. Batting here with the runner in scoring position. He's hit just 136 in that spot this season, the 0-1. Breaking ball, that's in there, strike 2. And Brooks got the bat going a couple nights ago in Katuitt. He launched a home run that went opposite field. Just trying to find some grass in the outfield to bring home that run right now. Dealing with an 0-2 count against Leftwich. Couple looks to second, now he fires. Fastball down low and appeal to first, no swing. Carlson barely lifted the bat off his shoulder that time, nowhere close to going around. So the count 1-2. Hyannis trying to scratch and claw their way back into this ball game in the middle frames. Carlson bends the knees back in the box, staring down Leftwich on the hill. A look to second, now he comes home, breaking ball down. And the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lights have been turned on here at McKeon Park as we head toward nightfall. On 4th of July Eve, if you will. So Carlson waving the bat toward the right-hander on the mound a couple times. And a 2-2 pitch. Fastball low, 3-2. Lyle, any plans for the 4th of July?
Or calling a baseball game tomorrow at Red Wilson.
Well, before that, got any plans?
Might have to make some. Maybe go catch the Hyannis parade tomorrow.
That's always a great idea. It's an annual festivity here in Hyannis. The 3-2 pitch to Carlson. In there, strike 3. Home plate umpire Frank Auditor didn't ring up Carlson, but he goes down for strike 3. So there's 2 down. That'll flip the lineup back to the top for Servideo.
Yeah, that confused us a little bit up here. Auditor just kind of extended that right index finger to his right as if it was a normal strike call, of course. It was strike 3. But Carlson punched out. That brings up Servideo.
So Servideo into the left. left-handed batter's box. Runner aboard at second. That's still Edward Julian. Launches a breaking ball away. Count 1-0. I've heard that Hyannis parade, Lyle. Something to see. Might have to go check that out tomorrow. Of course, Hyannis in YD tomorrow for a 5 o'clock start time. Red Wilson Field, one of the 3 here on Cape Cod with no lights. Hence the early start. Spinning a look back to second. Nobody's covering. That's going to sail into center field. Julian's going to advance up 90 feet. He moves to third. And just a mishap there from Leftwich. He was looking back toward the shortstop Young, and now he's going to trot in for a quick conference. Those two definitely not on the same page there, so now a runner 90 feet away for Anthony Servideo. That was a wild sequence.
Yeah, that'll be an E1. Leftwich just kind of turned and tried to pick off Julian at second, but there was nobody there. So it just sailed into center field, giving Edward an extra 90 feet. Yeah, but 4th of July, Brendan, I mean, Cape Cod has to be on the short list of best places to spend in the United States on a 4th of July. I mean, there are not many better places, not many places that have nicer weather and better environment than the elbow of Massachusetts on Independence Day.
I would put it right near the top. It is an absolute spectacle here as the 1-0 pitch is in. Breaking ball, a called strike at the knees. So the count evens 1-1 to Servideo. 0 for 1 with a walk today. And he's got an RBI opportunity here with 2 down in the 5th. It would be a big one. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball, another one skipped in the dirt up to Wells behind the plate, 2-1. The Hyannis faced these same YD Red Sox last season on the 4th of July here at McKeon Park. Tomorrow they'll be at Red Wilson. The 2-1 pitch from Leftwich. Fastball down and away. Servideo, stone cold take as he watches it go by. He's ahead 3-1. So Anthony looking to draw his second walk of the game or perhaps drive one into the gap to get that run home. Julian from third base. The 3-1 pitch. Roped down the right side, over the first base bag, but just foul as Terada scooped it up. He went to the pillow to tag the bag. But first base umpire Ronaldo Cockrum had other ideas. So the count 3-2 to Anthony. He'll retreat back to the box. And of course, we mentioned the festivities here on Cape Cod during the week of 4th of July, but traffic has become a problem. The commute to the ballpark, for me, normally is about 15 minutes. Today, it took about 25. I was not happy with that, but
yeah, that's one downside. That's one downside. All the best places for the 4th of July. The one downside is there is a lot of traffic, and it can often be bumper to bumper.
The payoff to Servideo sends it in the air to right field. Moving after it, Palmer. And it's going to be the center fielder, Beasley, to call him off in the alley as he makes the catch, and that will end the inning. So Hyannis strands Edward Julian at third base after a leadoff double. A couple strikeouts and then a flyout to end the frame. Still 5-0 the Red Sox with the advantage. We head to the 6th here on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. The Red Sox send the bottom of the third to the order. Bottom third of the order to the plate here in the 6th inning. Currently owners have a 5-0 advantage from McKeon Park. Patrick Fredrickson back to the hill, his 3rd inning of relief. YD put up 3 runs in the 1st inning. Started off this one with a bang. Put up 1 in the 4th and then 1 ensuing in the 5th. Fredrickson deals to the leadoff man Beasley. It's a high fastball that runs away. Beasley tonight, one of the few bats in this YD lineup not to reach base. Trying to join the hit parade as we enter the 6th inning. 1-0. Fastball, that's in for a strike, down and away. Catches the bottom part of the zone. Beasley wiggling the bat above his right shoulder. Fredrickson stares him down before a 1-1. Here's a pitch. Breaking ball way over the top of it. That one coming in at 83, down and in. Count moves to 1-2. Beasley a pair of flyouts on the evening. Put one into Trevor Hopper's glove and the other sent Rowdy Jordan back toward the track. Fredrickson looking for a strikeout. Checked his swing. McDaniel going to apply the tag up the first baseline just in case. As Beasley wheeled around the zone, he's down for strike 3. So that'll transition things to Jake Palmer. He's been aboard twice tonight out of the number 8 hole. Walked and was stranded at third in the second, and then singled and was gunned down at the plate on a double steal attempt in the 4th. And that's how that frame ended. Seeing Fredrickson for the first time. First pitch is a fastball that runs away. Well, Hyannis trailing 5-0 in this one in front of the home crowd, and they're going to have another comeback like they have the past couple nights. They're going to have to put up some 4th of July fireworks of their own. 1-0. Breaking ball, that's dropped in for a strike. And the way this offense has been going, they can definitely put up some runs. They raised a 8-3 deficit in the 8th inning at Katuitt a couple nights ago. And last night, once trailed 7-0 after 4 frames, they clawed their way back, scoring in 3 consecutive innings. Made that one an interesting one as the breaking ball missed. 2 balls and a strike now to Palmer. Hyannis wound up dropping that contest 7-5 last night in Orleans. Firebirds up to 24 points now in the season. They lead the Eastern Division. 11-4-2 is their record to be exact. Outstanding ball club. The 2-1. That fastball misses down. So Palmer finds himself in the driver's seat here, 3-1. RJ Yeager on deck. He got the better of Kyle Murphy back in the 2nd inning. He's 1 for 2. Fredrickson, a long pause on the mound, the 3-1 offering. Up high, he walked him. So Palmer draws his 2nd free pass of the evening. He's aboard with 1 down. Now transition things to the number 9 man in the lineup, RJ Yeager. And Yeager's a guy who was 1 for his first 20. We touched upon that a couple times earlier on in the broadcast tonight. Hitting .050 coming into action tonight, but picking up a base knock in the 2nd inning. Batting with 1 on and 1 down here in the 6th for the Red Sox. Fredrickson spinning a hard throw back to Carlson over at first. Back in, getting the hand to the back corner of the bag was Palmer. Yeager, a sophomore out of Mercer, hails from Lynn Haven, Florida. Making his way up to Cape Cod this summer. Working against Patrick Fredrickson. First pitch to him. Breaking ball that gets all the way to the backstop. Deflects about halfway back to McDaniel, but far enough away for Palmer to advance 90 feet. So a runner in scoring position here for YD in the 6th, and a 1-0 count to Yeager. Now this guy hasn't racked up the hits yet on Cape Cod, but his list of accolades as a freshman at Mercer, it's about a mile long. It's a pretty hefty laundry list of accomplishments for this guy in the right-handed box as he cuts and misses through a 1-0 fastball. Count evens 1-1. He was nominated 2018 by Perfect Game as a Rawlings Freshman All-American 2nd team, as well as a 2018 Collegiate Baseball Freshman All-American and the SoCon Freshman of the Year. Fredrickson's 1-1. Fastball pumped in on the outside corner, 1-2. With the addition of the single back in the 2nd, Yeager's already fanned once tonight. Fredrickson trying to pick up his 4th punch out of the night. He's a high strikeout guy. Picked up 45 in his season with Minnesota. So power versus power right here. Frederickson's 1-2. A chopper to Servideo at short. He plays it on the hop. It gets over the glove. Rounding third and coming in to score is Palmer as Jordan scoops it up and fires it back into second. Sliding in safely is R.J. Yeager, and he's got himself a double. So Yeager trading places with Palmer out at second base. He comes in to score. That makes things 6-0 YD Red Sox. So R.J. Yeager with his second hit of the evening. That puts him aboard in scoring position, and it transitions things back to the top of the YD order for Wyatt Young. So just an unlucky bounce for Servideo out at shortstop. Took a couple of hops to him off the lip of the grass and just changed directions at the last second. The breaking ball missed inside to Wyatt Young. It's 1-0. When we talk about this YD offense, which has been so good over the course of the 2019 summer. They're showing why here against the Harbor Hawks. 6 runs on 7 hits in just the top of the 6th frame. That one is ripped down over the glove of Carlson into right field. Rounding third, coming in to score. This is R.J. Yeager. An RBI single for Wyatt Young. It's 7-0 Red Sox. Another fastball squared up by one of these YD hitters. This time it's the leadoff man Young, the beneficiary. Finds himself aboard for the 3rd time tonight and picking up an RBI in the process, and why not? This YD offense just continues to roll. We already talked about they were second in the league in hits coming in. They had 136 coming into action tonight. Tack on 8 more now. They're up to 144. Noah Campbell, the hitter. As he looks at a first pitch breaking ball, sends it in the air to left field. Hava ranging back a couple steps. Makes the catch in front of the track, 2 down. So Frederickson induces some lazy contact there. An easy play for Haver. That'll give way to Austin Wells. Had himself quite a night out of the number 3 spot in the lineup. A home run that came back in the 1st inning to drive in 3 runs. And a double and later scored in the 5th inning. We're going to get a pinch hitter here for YD in the 6th inning with 2 down and a runner aboard. So Frederickson, a long pause on the mound, a look back toward first base. Wyatt Young gets a short lead, held on by Carlson. First pitch, a fastball in for a strike. So Frederickson trying to wiggle out of some trouble here in the 6th inning. YD plating 2 runs in the frame. A look back toward Young at first. Now the right-hander from Minnesota set at the belt. The 0-1. Breaking ball inside off the chest protector of McDaniel. Young retreats back to the bag at first. No advancement. Frederickson, a guy, walked 32 in his season at Minnesota. And up here on Cape Cod, he's walked 5 so far through 3 appearances. Working into the 3rd inning of his 4th outing. He's set for a 1-1. The pitch ripped down the right field line, but well foul. Over toward the YD bullpen. A grab is made by one of the bullpen pitchers down there. So the count 1-2 to Austin Wells. Waves the bat above the left shoulder as he kicks some dirt in the left-handed batter's box. Young once again a short lead at first. Carlson holding him on the 1-2. Breaking ball, tapper up the first baseline, foul. So Wells putting some heat on Frederickson in this at bat, fouling off a couple of tough ones on the inside part of the plate to stay alive. Again, this Hyannis pitching staff coming in bottom of the league in Cape Cod rankings in most of the major categories on the hill. Frederickson trying to work out of the top of the 6th, the 1-2, breaking ball in the dirt. And to be exact on those rankings for Hyannis, a minus 55 run differential. He surrendered 120 runs, 107 of which were earned. That's last in the league. But YD, on the other hand, third in the league in runs allowed. Just 79 have been put up on the board against the Red Sox. Frederickson's 2-2. Cutting a miss, strike 3. So Austin Wells kept off the base paths this time, but the damage has been done for YD. 2 more put up here in the top half of the 6th. It's Red Sox 7, Harbor Hawks nothing. With the home team bats coming back to the plate when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Hyannis back to the plate in the bottom of the 6th, and they've got a lot of work to do. They trailed things 7-0 at the hands of the visiting YD Red Sox. Lucas Dunn set to lead things off, followed by Trevor Hoover and Jared DeSantolo in the frame. Just 2 hits have been put up by this Hyannis offense so far tonight. So Dunn digging in for the 3rd time, watches a breaking ball just on the off the inside corner. It's 1-0. YD going to the bullpen. Number 36, Jacob Winger into the game. Fires in a 1-0 pitch, cutting a miss from Dunn on a fastball outside. Winger making his debut for this Yarmouth Dennis team. Right-hander, 6'5", 210 pounds, out of High Point University. 1-1 fastball popped up down the right field line, ranging after a Torada toward the bullpen, but he'll watch it sail out of play. So the count 1-2 to Dunn as he takes a couple of practice acts outside the box. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Bounced one to King at third base and fanned in the 3rd inning. Not much offense to speak of tonight for Hyannis. Talked about how they've rallied late in ball games over the past couple of nights. 1-2 to Dunn. Fastball into the dirt, trickles behind the catcher Wells to the backstop. It's 2-2. But this YD pitching staff, we talked about the offensive output, as evident by 7 runs on 8 hits. But this pitching has kind of flown under the radar this season. They surrendered just 129 hits. That's 3rd in the league. 2-2. On the ground to short. Young scoops it up on a hop, throw across the diamond to first, and he gets done by about a step. The 1 down for Trevor Hoover. Jacob Winger records an out on the first batter he sees here on Cape Cod. So Trevor making his way up to the plate. 0 for 2, still in search of that first hit. He came into tonight at 231. He went 0 for 1 last night in the loss to Orleans, as we mentioned, a 4-walk evening. Sure, that's something the Sun Devil has never experienced before in his playing career, as he watches a breaking ball low. And Trevor's average, not very indicative of how well he swung the bat. And he really jump-started his season with the grand slam in Falmouth about a week ago as he checked his swing and missed through a curveball that was a bit low, 1-1. Bit frustrated with himself as he fixes the left sleeve of his jersey as he steps back in. Winger worked from the third base side of the rubber, the 1-1. Breaking ball down the left field line, tailing out of play. Some more action down in the Hyannis bullpen. The right-hander getting loose down there as Patrick Fredrickson has worked 3 innings tonight in relief. Came on for the starter Kyle Murphy, who went 3+. His official line, 3 hits and 3 earned runs as Hopper watched a breaking ball low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Murphy also walked 2 and struck out 1 in his outing tonight. Winger trying to silence these Hyannis bats once again in the 6th. The 2-2 up high. So the count full to Hopper. He's flown out to center and bounced out to shortstop. Well, Wyatt Young has been busy out there at short for YD tonight. He's had to make a couple of tough plays to pay off to Hopper. Sky high up the elevator shaft, but that one will get over the press box out of place, so some new life for Trevor. Jared DeSantolo, the ever-dangerous left-handed hitter, waits on deck. Got a rare night off from Chad Gassman's lineup last night in Orleans, but made a pinch hit appearance. Another next 3-2 to Hopper. Down low, ball 4. So Trevor aboard picks up his 5th walk in the last 2 games. That'll bring up Jared DeSantolo with 1 down. So Jared, 8th in the league in average, and with a 351 clip. DHing tonight in this Hyannis order. Batting in the cleanup spot, a third baseman by trade. Trevor Hopper, a short lead at first. First pitch to Jared down low. And for Hyannis, trying to make their way out of the bottom of the Western Division, 3-13-1. They sit at 7 points. Bourne and Falmouth, the 2 teams ahead of them, jockeying for 3rd place. Falmouth at 13 and Bourne with 12 points respectively. 1-0 pitch, another fastball missed low. That one pumped in at 89. Well, Falmouth and Bourne are both in action tonight. Bourne getting stomped on by the Wareham Gatemen. That score is 7-1. Falmouth on top of the Katua Kettleers, 3-1. The 2-0. That's in for a strike. A paint job on the outside corner. Jacob Winger trying to draw some attention from the YD staff in his first appearance here on Cape Cod this summer. He's got a 2-1 count here to DeSantolo. Here's the pitch. Fastball roped down the left side, but foul. And that one will find some spectators. So the count's still 2-2 to Jared. DeSantolo, the FAU Owl, 13 for his first 37 here on Cape Cod. Just one of those 13 hits have gone for extra bases. Has 1 double to his name on the season so far. The 2-2. Cut and a miss, strike 3. DeSantolo fans, he's 0 for 3 tonight. Very uncharacteristic night for him, and that'll bring up Rowdy Jordan. Well, Jordan picked up his first hit on Cape Cod. That came back in the 4th inning. There's a bloop shot into left center. Wyatt Young had to make a tough play going back into the outfield, tried to slide and make an over-the-shoulder Willie Mays style grab. Any way he can get him, Rowdy will certainly take it. Batting here with 1 on and 2 down in the 6th. Hyannis trailing 7-0. First offering in for a strike. That's a breaking ball. 73 miles an hour, a big looping breaking ball from out of the hand of the right-hander Winger. Hopper shuffles to a short lead at first, the 0-1. Another breaking ball, that's a strike. Again on the outside corner. Winger's been working east-west pretty well here in the first inning of relief. The Winger finds himself well ahead in the count, 1 strike away from working out of another spotless 6th inning. The 0-2. Fastball in the air on the left side. That one will find some bleachers. Third baseman King gave it a look for a moment, but watched it travel well off into the distance. So Jordan adjusting those blue and orange batting gloves before stepping back in. Sunset starting to form just beyond the batter's eye in center field. Once again, a picture-perfect evening to take in a ball game on Cape Cod as an 0-2 fastball misses away. Hyannis trying to give the home crowd something to cheer about as we enter the late frames. Trying to come alive for the 3rd night in a row to try and mount a comeback. They couldn't finish it off either of the past couple of games. The 1-2 to Jordan. Strike 3. Big breaking ball out of the hand of Winger. Fans Rowdy Jordan. He's 0 for 3 back-to-back strikeouts for Jacob Winger. Awfully impressive in his debut here in a YD Red Sox uniform. It's YD 7, Hyannis nothing. We'll go to the 7th when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Top of the 7th here from McKeon Park. The YD Red Sox on top of the hometown Harbor Hawks by a score of 7-0. It's Riley King, Jack Wold, and Riley Terrata due up against a new arm into the game for Hyannis. It's Kyle Witten out of Virginia. He's making his 6th appearance of the summer. He's tossed 6 2/3, all out of the bullpen so far. He's given up 13 hits, walked 6, and struck out 5 with a record of 0-1. He's got a 14.85 ERA. So Riley King steps in to lead off things in the 7th. He's 1 for 3 on the evening so far. Witten into the windup, first pitch of the inning. A chopper on the ground toward Julian at third. He's in onto the infield grass, fires across a high throw. It gets away. So King is going to reach first base on the errant throw from Julian. It sailed off and clanged off the fence by the YD bullpen. So that'll go down as an E5, and King's aboard to start off the 7th. That'll transition things to Jack Wold, as Kyle Witten will receive a new baseball, not getting any help from Julian that time. So the first error of the evening on the board for Hyannis. And it puts another runner aboard for YD. So Wold steps in. He's 0 for 3. Trying to change that and join the rest of his teammates who have put on a hit parade tonight. First pitch from Witten. Fastball in the dirt. King was about a quarter of the way down the base path before retreating back to the bag. Witten right away here in the 7th, forced to work from the stretch. He's got a 1-0 count to Wold. Couple peeks to first. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss through a high breaking ball. Riley Terada, bat resting on the right shoulder. He resides on deck. Witten turns the shoulders and looks back to King, who's held on by Carlson at first. Here's the 1-1. Fastball, a high chopper over the mound to Dunn at second. Flip to Servideo at second for one. Back to first, not in time. The Wold beats it out by an eyelash. But they get the lead runner at second base. That's King. He's erased. But Wold reaches, so 1-on-1 out for Riley Terada.
On a nice turn by the Hyannis infield. Like you said, Terada with some good speed down the line. He just barely beats it out, and Servideo gave a strong throw across the diamond.
So Terada digs in from the right side. Wold trading places with King 90 feet down the first baseline. Carlson holding on the runner again. First pitch from Witten. Fastball that runs low. Now Witten, a guy, last time we saw him in a 6-1 loss at Chatham, he worked a clean inning. He walked one, struck out one. Well, the time before that is at Wareham is when the wheels really came off. But he did bounce back nicely in that outing in Chatham. Pitched an inning, gave up 4 runs in that game against Wareham. The 1-0. Chopper straight back on a fastball. Terada a bit on top of that one. And that outing in Wareham for Witten is the reason why the ERA stands where it stands. Wareham's actually gotten the better of him a couple times. And he had an outing on June the 15th. That was a Saturday matinee game in which the Gatemen came in by train and took one 12-5 here at McKeon Park. Witten lasted just 2/3 of an inning, giving up 5 in that one. The 1-1. Breaking ball, that's just a bit outside. So 2 balls and a strike as Terada looks back toward his third base coach. Witten a bit upset with that last call. A couple shakes of the head as he made his way back toward the rubber. YD looking to add on here in the 7th. Witten comes set and fires a 2-1. Fastball chopper at the plate off the inside thigh. So 2-2 as Terada takes a stroll around the home plate area. He's trying to stretch out that leg. Looks like it got him off the inside of the shin/knee area. But he's all right. Takes a quick half practice swing as he steps back in. Witten's been set on the rubber, ready to go for about 20 seconds now. Short lead at first for Wold. 1 down in the 7th. Witten, here's the 2-2. Breaking ball into the dirt, knocked down by McDaniel, no advancement. Well, Al, we talked about the resilience of this Hyannis lineup. And with just 3 at-bats left in this game, it's going to take a lot for the comeback effort to be completed here tonight at McKeon Park. Well, the bullpen's going to have to do their part in holding this lead right where it is if Hyannis is going to have any sort of a chance. But Witten dealing with a 3-2 count as he looks back to first, in safely with a dive as Wold. Hyannis just 2-6 here at home this season at McKeon Park. YD trying to hang on to a 7-0 lead and make sure that 6 in the loss column becomes a 7. The 3-2. Set down the right field line in foul territory. Carlson ranged over to the dugout, but he'll watch it sail. That one finds some brush beyond the YD dugout. Just past the 8 o'clock hour here on the East Coast, on the elbow of Massachusetts. Just 1 down here in the top half of the 7th inning. Witten slowing his pace down deliberately with the runner aboard at first. The next payoff pitch on the way. Downstairs, and he walked him. So that'll put runners on first and second, and that'll give things to Brad Beasley.
Well, Witten had a chance to retire Terada there. Worked himself into a decent count after that 4-6 fielder's choice from Jack Wold. Terada just works the count, doesn't chase anything out of the zone, and draws a free pass. So Witten's worked himself into a little bit of trouble here in the 7th.
Well, with the runner in scoring position, another one for this YD Red Sox lineup. Brad Beasley tonight 0 for 3 as he steps into the right side. First pitch from Witten. Call strike at the knees. Pumped in a fastball at 90 on the gun. Now, Witten in the sophomore season at Virginia made 27 appearances. Struck out 29, but had an ERA that was a bit up the ladder at 5.97. So it's Wold at second, Terada at first, the 0-1. Breaking ball in the dirt, skips through the legs of McDaniel. And both runners are going to advance up 90 feet. Make it 2 in scoring position and a big RBI opportunity now for Brad Beasley if he can poke one through. So Witten with that last walk, he gave up 15 in his college season. And here so far on the Cape, he's walked 6 through 5 appearances, working into his 6th now. Beasley awaits the 1-1. Here it is. Fastball ripped and off the glove of Carlson as it trickles into foul ground. One runs in to score. That's Wold. Terada coming around third. He's right behind him. The throw to the plate is not going to be in time. And scampering up to second, Brad Beasley with a 2 RBI double, make it 9-0 YD Red Sox.
And Carlson gave about 100% max effort right there. Diving attempt with the forehand, moving to his left toward the line, but just off the tip of his glove, trickling into right field.
So a tough play for Carlson, but like you said, hitting the deck, giving full max effort, just couldn't come up with it off the webbing of the glove. So 2 more runs come around to score for YD. Another 2 spot put up here in the 7th. It's 9-0. They put up 9 on 9 hits. And Brad Beasley puts himself in scoring position for Jake Palmer. First pitch to him, a breaking ball, runs inside and eclipses him. Got him off the inside elbow. So 2 on, that'll transition things to RJ Yeager. So Witten once again struggling out of the bullpen here with this command.
You just leave that one too far inside. It plunks the hitter Palmer right on that front elbow.
Saw Kyle Murphy struggle a bit with the location. He walked 2, left a couple over the heart of the plate. That's where he got burned with the home run from Austin Wells. That was way back in the first inning that started this off for YD. So here is Yeager, who's had himself a coming out day. Couple of hits on the evening. Came in under 100. To him a fastball. He nubs it foul straight back. He picked up a double in his most recent plate appearance back in the 6th. He came around to score. That was on an RBI single from Wyatt Young, who stands on deck. Another tough one for Hyannis here at home. Trailing 9-0 in just the top of the 7th. Witten to look to second, now the 0-1. Fastball cut and a miss. Foul tipped off the leg guard of McDaniel. So the count 0-2 to Yeager. He has punched out once tonight. The lone time that the Hyannis staff was able to keep him off the base paths. The right-hander, Virginia Cavalier, in desperate need of a strikeout right here. Is 0-2. Fouled straight back off the screen. So RJ hanging tough with 2 strikes, making life tough for Kyle Witten on the hill. Some more stretching and loose tossing going on down the left field line in the Hyannis pen. It's quiet down the right field line in the YD bullpen. Yeager stands in the right-handed box with a 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, again fought off foul, up over the Red Sox dugout, out of play. So Yeager really hanging around here in this plate appearance in the 7th. Witten trying to wiggle out of this frame any way he can and just get his bats back to the plate. Stares down at McDaniel, gets his sign. Black glove set at the belt. A peek back to Beasley at second. Kicks and delivers an 0-2. Breaking ball in the air, right side, foul ground. That one's going to clank off the top of the YD dugout, out of play. Carlson gave it a look, but really had no chance as he slowed up once he got to the track. So Yeager again really forcing Witten to sweat out there. Crowd starting to thin out just a bit. Sun has retreated behind the trees here at McKeon Park. Yeager again back into his stance in the box, waving the bat above the shoulder. Witten's next 0-2. Fouled off the mask. Witten trying to blow a fastball by him up in the zone. That one came in at 88. So a really, really tough at bat here for Yeager, who again came in 1 for his first 20, but he's been a pesky out tonight for Hyannis. Not going quietly in any of his previous at-bats, including this one. So Witten will once again get another sign from McDaniel and come set for our next 0-2. Here it comes. Breaking ball again swung on and fouled away. And this is getting a little bit ridiculous, Lyle.
You know, Witten's given him a healthy dose of pretty much everything he's got at this point. A couple fastballs, breaking ball right there. A really, really long at bat here, still with an 0-2 count. So Witten's still well ahead. You almost wonder if he's going to try and put one in the dirt or elevate a high fastball to try to get him chasing.
Still the count 0-2 to RJ Yeager. The 9th pitch of the at-bat on the way, down and away. Missed with a fastball. He put one in the dirt, like you suggested, Lyle. It's 2 on for YD in the 7th with 1 down. 9-0, the Red Sox are in the lead. Witten trying to prevent any further damage. YD has put up at least 1 run in each of the last 4 frames. 1-2, cut and a miss, strike 3. Witten finally wins the battle on 10 pitches. So Yeager strikes out for the 2nd time tonight, and back to the top of the order for Wyatt Young, who had a long wait in the on-deck area.
Yeah, and Witten finally punches him out as looks like we're going to get a pinch hitter here for YD. It's going to be Gavin Dugas from LSU. Wyatt Young's tail end after he walked twice, scored, stole a base, and put together an RBI single. So a pretty productive day from the Pepperdine product, but Scott Pickler's going to make a change off the bench.
So with Dugas digging in, steps in from the right side. Product from South Carolina, hitting .295 on his Cape Summer so far. Trying to see what he can do with 2 down and a runner in scoring position, but 2 on for YD. This YD offense has broken through 9 runs on 9 hits. Fastball runs inside from Witten. And this Red Sox offense put up 136 hits through their first 17 games of the season. Up to 145 now, not even through 7 frames tonight as Dugas watches a fastball away, a called strike. So this Yarmouth Dennis lineup relentless tonight against Hyannis. Dugas waves the bat toward Witten. He's got a 1-1 count against him. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, that's in there, strike 2. So Witten has finally worked himself in his position where he can try and escape this inning. So Dugas still in the box, a 1-2 pitch from Witten. Breaking ball, a chopper right back to him on the mound. He'll jog toward Carlson and flip onto him in time to retire the side. So the pinch hit appearance for Gavin Dugas, nothing comes of it. YD strands 2, but they plate 2. They stretch the lead out to Red Sox 9, Hyannis nothing. With the home bats coming back to the dish in the bottom of the 7th when we return on the Cape Cod Baseball Network.
We bring you back from McKeon Park for the bottom of the 7th inning. And if you're just joining us, it's been all Red Sox up to this point. Whitey leads 9-0 as Bryce Teodosio is set to come in as a pinch hitter for Rigsby Mosley. So Rigsby's day will end after going 0 for 2. Pop out to the pitcher and a ground out to short. Jacob Winger from High Point back on the mound for the Red Sox for what'll be his 2nd inning of work. And a couple of defensive changes around the infield for the Red Sox. RJ Yeagers shifts over to short as Wyatt Young's day has ended. Gavin Dugas shifts over to second. He replaces Young in the lineup. But with Yeager shifted over to short, he takes over at second. And Noah Cardenas from UCLA will take over behind the plate. First pitch from Winger. Teodosio watches it for a strike down central. So Cardenas gives the pitcher Winger the sign. Stretch and fires. Teodosio punches one just foul down the left field line. Looks like he got it right off his foot, or barely went down the left field line. Just went about halfway between home and third as he's taking a circle around Noah Cardenas and home plate umpire Frank Auditore around the box. So Bryce still shaking out that left foot. Red Sox have had 9 runs on 9 hits. For Hyannis, no runs on 2 hits. So if there's going to be any late comeback like there has been to some sort the last 2 nights, it's going to be their largest one yet. Winger gets the sign, fires home, check swing, and he goes around. He'll go down swinging. So Bryce Teodosio punches out on 3 pitches, and it's Winger's 3rd strikeout of the night. Make it 3 in a row dating back to the bottom of the 6th. One down here in the bottom of the 7th frame. That'll bring up Edward Julian. He's got one of the 2 Harbor Hawk hits today, as he laced a double out into the right center field gap back in his last at bat. So Julian in his first game as a Harbor Hawk spent last summer with the Commodores as Winger fires home. Julian swings and skies one out to left center, giving Chase Campbell. He's moving over to his left, and he makes the catch in the gap. So Julian's quickly retired for the 2nd out, and that'll bring up Chad McDaniel. Now, Brendan, Jacob Winger hails from High Point University. Let me ask you, how much do you know about that school?
I tell you, not a lot, if I'm being honest with you.
Well, as somebody who once toured there, let me just fill you in on a little bit of it. Chad McDaniel steps into the box. Winger comes home. Just away, ball 1. It's located in North Carolina, and it has to be maybe the nicest university in the United States of America, even though it's not that well known. McDaniel swings and lines one over to the first baseman, Terada. He makes the grab, and that'll end the bottom of the 7th. So we'll continue this conversation when the top of the 8th resumes. When we come back on the Cape Cod Baseball Network, it's Whitey 9, Hyannis 0. Back at McKeon Park for the top of the 8th between YD and Hyannis. That's been all Red Sox up to this point. YD leading 9-0 as Kyle Witten's back on the mound for the Harbor Hawks. And he's set to take on a pinch hitter as Noah Campbell's exited the game. His night ends after going 1 for 4. He singled and scored in the top of the first on the Austin Wells home run. And with that, it brings up the Arizona State Sun Devil, Eric Tolman. Tolman, a pitcher by trade. And he's gotten 3 at-bats so far here with YD. 1 for 3 at that. 1 RBI. Witten delivers the first pitch, fastball down. So Tolman hit just .227 in his freshman year, but much more known for what he can do on the mound. 3-1 with a 2.83 ERA. Witten fires home, down low, 2 balls and no strikes. Tolman was ranked the number 2 left-handed pitcher in California coming out of high school. That's according to Perfect Game. So he was one talented recruit on the mound. Again, from all the talent that gets pumped out of California and all the big arms, Tolman, the number 2 lefty. Pitch fired in, slapped into left field. Trevor Hauver coming in, dives, and he can't make the catch. It's in and out of his glove. So Tolman aboard at first. That'll be a leadoff base hit to begin the top of the 8th. So Tolman shoots one out to left. His college teammate Trevor Hauver comes in, made an attempted dive, almost took a hit away from Tolman, but couldn't quite grab the baseball as he stands at first.
Well, you mentioned Tolman, a pitcher by trade, Lyle, but an unorthodox two-way player picking up a base hit there. Would have been a tough play for Hauver to come in on the ball and have to reach down to the shoe tops to try and make a basket catch.
So that brings up Austin Wells. What a day he's had. Hitting from the left side, the righty Witten fires home, swinging a foul back. So Tolman now makes it 2 for 4 on Cape Cod. And again, hit .227 as a freshman at ASU. He had 3 homers. 2 of them came in one game in a win against Seattle U. Witten will check the runner Tolman at first. He gets a short lead, held on by Carlson. Witten gives him a couple more peeks, now fires home. Breaking ball away. So 9-0 YD. 10 Red Sox hits compared to Hyannis' 2. And Jacob Winger, the right-hander out of High Point, has hurled 2 scoreless innings so far and struck out 3 for YD in relief of Jack Leftwich. Offering misses away, breaking ball. It's 2-1. So back to what we were starting to get into in the bottom of the 7th, Brendan. High Point is not exactly a national hotspot. It's not a huge school. In fact, it's a private school. And it's not incredibly well known, kind of hidden out in North Carolina. Witten comes home. Wells shoots one off the head of Witten. It gets into right field. So everybody will stop there. They're going to come out to check on him. So we'll take a break and bring him in just a couple minutes here from Hyannis. Back from McKeon Park, top of the 8th. Whitey up 9-0 over Hyannis as Riley King will come to the plate. Tyler Drabick into the mound, the right-hander out of Kent State. Drabick set for appearance number 2 in 2019 with the Harbor Hawks. So face the right-handed hitting Riley King. From the stretch, delivers home, swing and a miss at a breaking ball. It's 0-1. So Kyle Witten exits the game after that really, really scary line drive off the head area. But the good news for him, walked off on his own 2 feet. He's just sitting in the dugout being checked on. Drabick ready, the 0-1. Breaking ball in for a strike, 0-2. So Drabick out of Kent State inherits 2 runners on. It's Tolman at second, Austin Wells at first. The righty comes set at the letters. Now he'll step off the mound. He's going to reset. The ballpark's kind of cleared out here tonight. Still some scattered fans on hand down the left field line and on the first base side for YD. 0-2 from Drabick. It's up high, 1 ball, 2 strikes. So YD up 9-0. 11 hits to the 2 of the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. King today, reached base twice. He's 1 for 4 with a single. 1-2 from Drabick. Outside, Hunter Goodman, who's come into the game to catch, taken over to his right. It's 2-2. So Goodman comes in for Chad McDaniel, whose night ends. Bryce Teodosio replaces Rigsby Mosley in right field. YD so far today, 3 in the first, 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, 2 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th. Drabick's offering, checks his swing, and he goes around strike 3. So Tyler Drabick picks up his first strikeout of the night, and that'll put 1 out on the board for YD in the top of the 8th. So up comes Jack Wold, or rather, it's going to be a pinch hitter for him. It'll be Sam Hall out of Clemson University. Full name Joseph, but just goes by Sam. So Drabick still working out of the stretch. 2 aboard with 1 out. He'll check the runner at second. That's Eric Tolman. Offering, cut and a miss from Hall. It's 0-1. Hall hails from the University of Clemson once again. He finds himself in an 0-1 count. Drabick giving him a long look in from the stretch. He'll now step off the rubber. Goodman will call time. He's going to jog out to the mound to have a word with his arm. Now, Hall's really kind of struggled with YD in 2019. He's just 1 for his first 18, or rather 3 for his first 18. One of those hits being a double. So hitting 167 on the season. Goodman retreats back behind the plate. Hall back into the box from the right side. Drabick comes set. He works from the stretch, fires home. Swinging a high pop-up on the infield. Carlson ranging back a step to his right, and he makes the grab 2 away. So Hall's retired, make it 3 for 19 on his season. And that'll bring up Riley Terada from Dayton. So 9-0 YD. There's 2 on with 2 out. And it's been all Red Sox so far here today. Drabick's first offering, it's down low. Goodman keeps it in front of him. 1 ball, no strikes. Terada earlier came in for Tate Samuelson. He's 0 for 1 with 2 free passes. Walk and a hit by pitch. He scored both times. So nobody warming in the Hyannis bullpen. Drabick, the man on the mound. He comes set. He now fires the 1-0, and Terada takes it down and away. It'll be 2-0. So for Tyler Drabick, who's going to be entering his redshirt junior year at Kent State, served as the team's closer in 2019. Picked up 3 saves. That led the Golden Flashes. Was also 4th in ERA. 2-0. Nubs foul over by the on-deck circle of the wide east side. That resides down the first base line. Nightfall is completely among us here in Hyannis. 2-1 the count. Now turned into a fairly quiet night at McKeon Park. Two-1 from Tyler Drabick inside, and it hits the hitter Terada. That'll load the bases. He flips the bat underhand toward the wide E dugout and will walk his way down to first base, removing his elbow protector. And it loads things up for Brad Beasley out of Cal Poly. Or rather, there's going to be another pinch hitter. So Scott Pickler making a lot of moves off the bench. It'll be Noah Cardenas, rather. Beasley came out of the game. Cardenas was already in as a defensive replacement earlier. And he hits in Beasley's spot. Austin Wells, who started the game at catcher, of course, staying in the game. Pitch to Cardenas, the UCLA product. It's down and away. So the bases are loaded with 2 outs. It's 9-0 Red Sox here at McKeon Park. Working from the windup now, Drabick. He fires the next offering. That hits the hitter Cardenas, and that'll walk in a run. So back-to-back hit by pitches issued by Tyler Drabick. Tolman steps on the plate, cruising home from third. And the bases will stay loaded with 2 down. Well, it's been a tough go of it for Hyannis tonight. Whitey scored a run in each of the last 5 innings. That brings up Jake Palmer. He's one of the few Whitey starters still in the game. Lefty-righty matchup as Drabick fires home, fouled back by the hitter, Jake Palmer, and it'll be 0-1. So 2 down, 8:42 the time here from McKeon Park in Hyannis. So we're at the 2-hour, 43-minute mark of this game. First pitch was at 5:59. 0-1 from Drabick. And this is just away. Count levels at a ball and a strike. So it's been a long inning here for Whitey. Already 6 hitters have come to the plate low. There's been back-to-back hit by pitches issued. 1 to Terada, 1 to Noah Cardenas, who came into the game. And Palmer today has reached base all 4 times. 2-1. Slapped the other way, and it hooks foul and into the crowd. Some fireworks starting to go off just beyond the tree line down the right field line at McKeon Park. Of course, the 4th of July starting tomorrow, but I guess some Hyannis civilians here opting to start their celebration a little bit early. The infield back with 2 outs, 2-2 the count. 10-0 Red Sox here in the top of the 8th. Drabick sets, fires, upstairs, 3 balls, 2 strikes. RJ Yeager on deck. He's got 2 hits today. But Drabick looking to just get out of the top of the 8th and get Hyannis back to the plate. As another fireworks go off, the runners take off the offering. It's outside, ball 4. Jake Palmer will draw an RBI walk. That's 3 straight free passes given up by the Hyannis right-hander Tyler Drabick. And the inning will continue for R.J. Yeager. He'll be the 8th man to the plate of the inning. That makes it 11-0 YD. Wells comes home from third. So now it's Terada at third, Cardenas at second, Palmer at first. The pitch into Yeager misses down. Drabick, now out of the windup, comes home. Inside fastball, it's 2-0. So having a little bit of trouble locating here in the top of the 8th. Gets the sign from Goodman. Fires home. Line drive into left field, falling in front of Hoover, a base hit. Terada scores from third. Station to station go the Red Sox, as everybody's going to be held up there. And it's 12-0 YD here from McKeon Park. So the bases remain loaded. That's the third Red Sox hit of the inning and the third hit of the night for R.J. Yeager. Came into tonight with just one hit, but he's really put himself in a good standing tonight. As it's now Gavin Dugas set for the right side. As Drabick sets fires out of the windup, swinging a pop-up shallow right field. In comes Teodosio cruising in, and he makes the grab. That'll end the inning. So Whitey tacks on an additional 3 runs in the top of the 8th. 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, 3 left on base. And we'll go to the bottom of the 8th. It's Whitey 12, Hyannis nothing on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Bottom of the 8th from McKeon Park is Brooks Carlson set to lead off the bottom of the 8th. Pitch in, broken backgrounder, foul. Jacob Winger still on the mound for Whitey in the bottom of the 8th. He's worked 2 clean frames. Carlson will walk back to the dugout to get a new bat. So Carlson, the number 9 hitter in the order, in the middle of plate appearance number 3. Hit by pitch, was later stranded at second base. That was back in the bottom of the 3rd. He also once struck out looking. Winger with nobody on, working out of the stretch, the 0-1 to Carlson. Swing and a foul back. Now, Brooks had a nice day the other night at Katuitt. That was 2 nights ago when the Harbor Hawks dropped the contest 9-8. Brooks went 1 for 3 with a home run and a walk. It was his first long ball of the summer as he shot it out the opposite way to right field at Lowell Park. Winger now the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Carlson chases one in the dirt, and there's the first out of the bottom of the 8th. So Carlson strikes out for the 2nd time tonight. It's the 4th punch out for Jacob Winger. And now there's one away for Anthony Servideo. Servideo looking for his first hit. Hyannis is a team with just two. One on a bloop single from Rowdy Jordan, one on an Edward Julian double to the gap. Offering down low and away. So Servideo down to just 105. Taps the plate a couple times from the left side. Winger sets at the belt, comes home. Anthony watches one up high. 2 balls, no strikes to the Ole Miss Rebel. Servideo has a little bit of power. He hit 3 home runs at Ole Miss in 2019. And he hit 1 as a freshman in 2018 as he checks his swing and goes around at a Jacob Winger fastball. Now his first home run of the season came in a 3-hit game with 2 RBIs. That was part of a 13-3 Ole Miss win over Texas A&M. 2-1, misses away, 3 balls and a strike. Servideo hit 2 home runs in 2 games versus Jacksonville State in a regional, so some of that pop started to show late going into postseason play. 3-1 from Winger. Misses outside, and he lost Servideo on 5 pitches. Anthony draws his second walk of the night. He'll move down to first base. And with 1 out, 1 on, it brings up Lucas Dunn. So Dunn's grounded out twice today, also struck out swinging. But Hyannis still just 2 hits tonight. No runs against the Whitey Red Sox, who sit tied for second place in the East Division as Dunn watches one up high. 10-6-1, just like the Chatham A's. Both have 21 points. Winger gets the sign from Cardenas, comes home, Dunn swings and misses, it's 1-1. One bright spot from tonight, if one were to try to find a silver lining. The Bourne Braves are currently down 7-2 against the Wareham Gatemen out over the bridge at Spillane Field. Winger fires home, pushes Dunn off the plate with a fastball. It's 2-1. Bourne entering the night 6-10 with 12 points compared to the 3-13-1 record of Hyannis with 7 points. So under the assumption that both scores stay pretty much at bay, the pitch to Dunn is fouled off on the right side. The point difference will stay the same between the 2 squads, and once again, the top 4 teams from each division make the Cape Cod League playoffs, so 8 of the 10 teams participate in the postseason. Hyannis is set to have a doubleheader here at McKeon Park with the Braves this Saturday on July 6th as Dunn fouls one away again, stays alive at 2-2. And those 2 games could loom large. If Hyannis finds a way to pick up both of those wins, they'll be right back in the thick of the playoff hunt. Very quiet night here at McKeon Park. It's a large crowd on earlier. Most of it is headed for the exits. Pitch to Dunn's fouled back. Servideo the runner at first as Dunn steps out to get a couple practice swings in. Some of the other scores from around the league. Falmouth up 6-1 in the 8th over Katuitt. That's out at Gov Fuller Field. Orleans leading Chatham 4-2. As Winger sets, fires. Ground ball left side through the hole. That's a base hit. Servideo moves up to second. Dunn stops at first, and there's the 3rd Hyannis hit of the evening. So runners are on first and second now for Trevor Hauver. Trevor's 0 for 2 with a walk today. He had 4 walks last night, 1 tonight. And with that walk back in the bottom of the 6th inning, it makes it his 12th walk of the summer. The left-handed hitting Hauver flips the bat out toward the mound once. Offering from Jacob Winger, it's down low. The one score that's gone final so far tonight, Brewster and Harwich as the Whitecaps defeated the Mariners 7-5 out at Stony Brook Field. Winger, ready, the 1-0. Hauver punches one to the left side on the ground. Fielded by King, goes to second for 1. That's all Whitey will get. So King makes the play moving to his left. Tosses to Dugas at second base for an out. Hauver beats out any play at first, although there was no throw. And runners are on the corners for Jared DeSantolo. So Jared DeSantolo, who came into the day one of the hottest hitters in the Hyannis order. And probably not even one of the hottest hitter in the order, as he sits at a .351 average coming into today's play. That ranked good for 4th in the Cape Cod League. So he had the 4th highest average among all the 10 teams. The offering pops foul. The only guys he sat behind, Max Troiani, who came into tonight's play at .362. Wyatt Young of YD, who had himself a very nice night. He came in at .372 and exited the game after walking twice and putting together an RBI single along with a pop out to first. Then, of course, Nick Gonzalez sits at the top, offering to Jared, breaking ball in. 1-1 the count with 2 outs. It's 12-0 YD at McKeon Park. So Jared, 13 hits on the summer. One of them for extra bases on a double. As Winger checks the runner Hover at first, he'll fire home. Check swing on a breaking ball. He goes around. It's 1-2. And the Red Sox have really capitalized on their opportunities. 12 runs on 12 hits. And they've still left 10 guys on base tonight. So a lot of base runners on the pond for YD. Pitch to DeSantolo, gets through the wicket to the catcher Cardenas. Here comes Servideo from third. He steps on the plate, and Hyannis has a run on the board. So Winger allows Servideo to score from third. It's now 12-1 YD. And moving up to second on the play was Trevor Hover, as DeSantolo finds himself at a 2-2 count. Winger the 2-2. Way up high. Count runs full to DeSantolo. He'll step out of the box, readjust the Velcro on his batting gloves, as Rowdy Jordan awaits on deck if we get there. Approaching the 9 o'clock hour here in Hyannis. 3-2, down low, and he loses them. DeSantolo draws his 12th walk of the summer. And puts runners on first and second for Rowdy Jordan, as Scott Pickler's going to make his way out to the mound and call for a pitching change. So Winger's night'll end. He got through 2 2/3 innings. And they're going to opt to go to the right-hander Brady Corrigan when we return on the other side of the break. YD 12, Hyannis 1. We'll be back in just a minute on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Back in McKeon Park for the bottom of the 8th. Here from YD. As Brady. Back. Back from no. Back from McKeon Park. No. We apologize for any technical difficulties. We're back here from McKeon Park. It's the top of the 9th between YD and Hyannis. Brady Corrigan came on for the Red Sox to get the final out of the bottom of the 8th. So Rowdy Jordan lined out to the first baseman for YD. That was Terada. Made a snagging grab as Mitch McIntyre has a 1-2 to the hitter Eric Coleman. It's now 2-2. So McIntyre on to relieve Tyler Drabick. His night ends after throwing just an inning. Gave up 1 hit, 1 run, it was earned, walked 1, and struck out 1. McIntyre now delivers the 2-2. Tolman fouls it straight back. So for McIntyre, making his 4th appearance on the mound for Hyannis in 2019. He's thrown 5 innings to this point, a 1.80 ERA, 1 walk and 3 strikeouts. Mitch ready, the 2-2 offering. Tolman fouls it behind the plate and off the brick wall again. So McIntyre, a two-way player, through 17 scoreless innings in his 2019 campaign at BYU. And Chad Gassman's opted to use him both ways for the Harbor Hawks this summer. Breaking ball to Tolman's fouled away left side. Tolman singled in his first at bat. Trevor Hauver came on to try to rob him on a diving grab, but couldn't quite corral the baseball. So it's the top of the 9th, 12-1 YD. As McIntyre calls time to quickly step off the mound. So a pair of two-way players going at it here in this at bat. 2-2 from McIntyre. Tolman swings and drives one to deep right field. Back goes Teodosio at the wall, looks up. It's off the top of the scoreboard. Solo blast for Eric Tolman in the top of the 9th, his first long ball of the summer. And Whitey is pouring it on here at McKeon Park. It's 13-1 Red Sox. So Tolman steps on the plate, gives a couple high fives to a pair of his teammates as he'll walk back to the dugout. The two-way player for ASU who slugged 3 long balls in his freshman year hits his first home run on the Cape as Mitch McIntyre surrenders his first long ball on the mound. So now he's set to deal with a pinch hitter for Austin Wells as a strike's going to be called. For Whitey, it's Andrew Eister, outfielder from South Carolina. McIntyre's offering fastball on the outer edge. It's 0-2. So funny how that works out. A pair of two-way players go at it. McIntyre, who was lethal on the mound and also really productive at the plate in his time at BYU, gives up a solo blast to a two-way player from ASU in Eric Tolman. Eister slaps one foul, right side, gets out of play. Now, Andrew Eister, through the first week of the season for the Red Sox, pretty much lit the world on fire. In fact, he recorded 5 hits in his first 8 at-bats for the Red Sox as he punches one off his front leg inside the box. So Eister, through his first, what would be 6 games, was up at .533 in terms of average. Now, of course, it's only a small sample size, but was really swinging the bat well as he watches a breaking ball in. He still put together a really nice summer. .302 average, 3 home runs, 11 RBIs. Scott Pickler brings them in for a pinch hit appearance here in the top of the 9th inning. McIntyre, the windup, gets the sign, fires home. Outside corner, strike 3 call. Eister goes down looking as Mitch McIntyre picks up his first strikeout of the night. That brings up Riley King. He's one of the few Whitey starters to still stay in the game. In fact, he's one of 3. King will step in. He's 1 for 5 today. Pitch from McIntyre. Good fastball in the outside corner. It's 0-1. So Whitey won the series against Hyannis 2-1 in 2018. McIntyre lifts and deals. Ground ball left side through the 5-6 gap, a base hit. Riley King stops at first, picking up his second single of the night. And Whitey has another base runner here in the top of the 9th. So for King, he just punches one through the left side. Edward Julian, the third baseman, didn't have much of a play. And now it'll bring up Sam Hall again. So full name Joseph, but goes by Sam as the nickname. He popped out to first in his first at bat. McIntyre delivers. It's down low, 1 ball, no strikes. So Whitey won both games at Hyannis in 2018. One took place on the 4th of July, the other on the last day of the regular season. McIntyre the stretch and fires, swinging a high fly ball down the right field line. Teodosio charging in, and he can't make the grab as it sails into foul territory. So Bryce gave a good effort, was shifted toward the gap a little bit as he charged in at full speed. Didn't quite have a play on it as the ball dropped just a couple of feet in front of him. But Whitey won both games at Hyannis. The Harbor Hawks won 1 game at Red Wilson Field. They tied another game at Red Wilson Field. And the tie was due to darkness as the game was cut just a little bit short. Whitey, one of 3 ballparks on the Cape without lights. Them, Lowell Park and Katuitt, as well as Stony Brook Field in Brewster. But here they're just 3 outs away from picking up win number 1 of the 2019 series. Pitch from McIntyre, swing and a miss at a breaking ball from Hall. And in fact, Hyannis hasn't won at home against the Red Sox since July the 4th of 2016, where they picked up an 8-5 victory. So Whitey's won the last 5 contests here. And it looks like it's going to be 6 as that one's chopped back to McIntyre, fires to Servideo at second for 1, relay to first. That's a double play. 1-6-3 go the Harbor Hawks, and that ends the top of the 9th. 13-1 Whitey through 8.5 frames, and Hyannis will have their last licks on the other side of the break. We'll go to the 9th in just a minute on the Cape Cod Baseball Network. Bottom of the 9th here for McKeon Park, and the Harbor Hawks with their last licks here against the Whitey Red Sox. As Whitey leads 13-1 with Bryce Teodosio, Edward Julian, as well as Hunter Goodman. The batters due up. Brady Corrigan from ASU fires home. It's down low and away. So Corrigan came on for Jacob Winger to get the final out of the bottom of the 8th. As a line out to first base ended things for Hyannis in that frame. Righty comes set and fires. Teodosio chops it foul. For Brady Corrigan, he's making his 3rd appearance in a Whitey uniform. He's thrown just 2 innings, given up 3 hits, 4 walks, struck out 3, and 5 earned runs. Offering to Teodosio, high pop up into shallow center. In comes Palmer, giving a hard chase, and he makes the grab. So that's the first out of the inning. It'll bring up Edward Julian with one down. So Whitey just 2 outs away from picking up what will be their 11th win of the summer. And Julian will be the hitter. So these two teams always square off for a home and home at the middle of the season and a home and home at the end of the season. It's just the way they set up the schedule. Corrigan fires home. Julian takes a strike. Now these two teams actually squared off the last time Hyannis made the Cape Cod League Championship. Corrigan fires home. Julian watches it just outside of 21. In that series, Whitey took the title and the championship, or the series and the championship rather, from Hyannis, 2-0. And Whitey has absolutely racked up hardware over the last decade as Corrigan fires a fastball at the knees to Edward Julian. And the count's 1-2. They won championships in 2010, 2014, 2015, and 2016. Julian watches one away. Count levels at 2-2. 9 total. And once again, 3 in a row prior to 2017. Last year, Whitey finished first in the East with 27 wins. Corrigan fires home. Julian slaps on the ground foul to the right side. 27-12-5 was their record. They were first in the East. They finished first in the league in almost every offensive category as a team. And here this year, their offense ranks second in several offensive categories. Average, hits, runs scored. Corrigan fires home. Julian skies one out to deep left center field. Going back, Eister giving chase, and he makes the grab. So Julian flies out to left for the second out of the inning. And the final hope rests on Hunter Goodman. So Goodman came in as a defensive replacement for Chad McDaniel. He'll get his first at bat of the night. Goodman's put together RBIs in 3 straight games. First pitch is popped up on the infield. This should do it. King charging in. He calls everybody off, and he makes the grab moving to his left. That ends the ball game. A walloping 13-1 victory for Whitey here at McKeon Park as the Red Sox pick up their 11th win of the season.
Well, it's an overall a tough night for Hyannis. Just put up 1 run on 3 hits, and YD really just pouring it on throughout the night. They scored a run in every inning but the second and third, 13 on 14 hits to be exact. And both teams with an error aside, but that didn't come back to affect the ball game all too much. Hyannis tonight, another tough one. The pitching staff, again, falling short. The offense this time falling silent. As we mentioned, we saw a couple comebacks late in ball games. Tonight, not the case. YD, an absolute stomping here at McKeon Park.
Yeah, and they really kind of piled it on late, too, because that 3 spot in the first inning kind of set the tone. But it just kept coming on and on and on. In fact, Whitey put up 8 runs in the final 4 frames. So they really just did not let their foot off the pedal.
No, not at all. And why would they? The bats are swinging as well as they are for these Red Sox right now. Hyannis will see them again tomorrow at Red Wilson Field. Another chance to get a crack at this YD team. But they're rolling right now. They pick up their 11th win of the season, trying to move their way up the Eastern Division ranks. And Hyannis, just another tough one you're going to have to put behind you.
So for Hyannis, a 13-1 loss. They moved to 3-14-1 in 2019. The final line for each team, Whitey, 13 runs, 14 hits, 1 error. And for Hyannis, 1 run, 3 hits, and 1 error. Jack Leftwich, the winning pitcher tonight, as the Florida product went 5 strong innings, scoreless ball, just 2 hits, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. And Kyle Murphy will pick up the loss here for Hyannis tonight. These two set to square off again tomorrow night, like Brendan just mentioned. It'll be a 5 o'clock start on Independence Day from Red Wilson Field in South Yarmouth. Until then, for Brendan Howe, I'm Lyle Goldstein. We thank you so much for tuning in tonight, and we'll talk to you tomorrow at Red Wilson Field. Harbor Hawks and Red Sox set to square off again.